Okay, hey, welcome to Mansion Park, fans. We have a beautiful day, 60 degrees, if you can believe that, here on November 14th. We have the PIAA Class AA quarterfinal matchup between the defending state champs, Southern Columbia Tigers, and our very own District 6 three-time champs, Richland Rams. And, Jim, this is a matchup, I'm sure Coach Brandon Bailey's been thinking up. The boys have been thinking up a little early for their taste, but here we are in the quarterfinals. But this is the matchup that these guys wanted. They got it. They know in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. And why not right here, right now? It's their time.
Why not us, right?
Absolutely.
Sooner or later, Southern Columbia can't win a state championship. I think 4 times in a row here. Look, it's a good football team. Certainly there are a number of teams in the state that can make that claim until the games are actually played. This is one of them. I think the Rams have climbed to that echelon as well, especially as you look, and I'm going to go outside this game for a moment. If you look at what's gone on with the Laurel Highlands Conference, Richland Rams, District 6 AA champion, Bedford Bison, the only team that beat Richland this year, District 5 AAA champions, Chestnut Ridge, District 5 AA champions. The Cambria Heights team we beat for the District 6 title was a 500 team within the body of the Laurel Highlands Conference. So sometimes it's the journey here. And what Southern Columbia is going to find out about themselves today is how much have they actually been tested this year. Now, the scoreboard says not at all. In fact, I did the best that I could find. I haven't seen a single first-half touchdown scored against them, and more than a few shutouts, and most of the scores came late in games that they're already winning by 40 or 50, so presumably second or third tier deep on that. So if the Richland Rams get a lead in this game, it'll be probably the first time Southern Columbia has experienced that sensation this year.
Yeah, and I think Richland's a different team than last year, Jim. A little more experience. These kids, most of them have been here, obviously. Southern Columbia loses 4 kids. You're talking Power 5 schools. I mean, that's one of those rare things that come once in a while to a high school program. Southern Columbia loses those 4 kids plus another Division I recruit. But they do have Gavin Garcia, who we know is a phenomenal running back. But our team, Richland's a different type of team. Last year, very more explosive. Down the field passing, always taking shots down the field. This year it seems like a little more ball control, which can play in Richland's hands if we can somehow control the ball, hold the ball, move it down the field as we've been doing methodically, and still have the ability to throw down the field. Make no mistake, Richland can still throw down the field, just not quite as much as last year. Keeps them in this game, and the big thing for them is putting Gavin Garcia on the ground defensively. When you got a shot to tackle him, you've got to make sure he ends up on the ground.
Backside support on that running back. Number 5, you're going to see or hear heavy doses of him. We're sort of in a time machine here today, too. Those of you who are listening live, getting it firsthand. And, of course, this is being recorded for replay on Sunday for the Ram faithful. And so by the time that rolls around, the outcome of this will have been determined. You're probably hopefully you're in an awesome mood, looking forward to watching this thing, especially if you listened the night before. You talk about the big play strikes for Richland, though. I mean, let's be honest. The big difference is last year, Caleb Burke, who ended up as a scholarship player to the University of New Hampshire, most of the time was the best player on the field. And so a lot of the offense was built on how to get the ball in his hands or take advantage of mismatches that happen because they were dedicating too much personnel to him. What's happened with this Richland team, in part out of necessity with some early season injuries, is a diversity of playmaking. That you've got a number of guys who are capable of scoring big. Now, it might not be the 55-yard pass. Certainly, Griff LaRue offers up a deep threat that Southern Columbia is going to have to take accounting for. There are a number of guys that if you let them catch the ball in open space and don't bring them down right away, all capable of eating up big chunks of yards. And for that matter, the running back squad on this team, Graydon Lewis, Evan McCracken, and of course we got Alan Mangus back. We got Mango back. They're capable. If you don't make contact on that first wave at the line of scrimmage or somewhere nearby, they're capable of scoring from 40 yards as well. So it's a diversity of offense this year. It's not dominated by any one player, except for the fact that all things run through quarterback Kellen Stahl.
Yeah, and I expect a heavy dose of Kellen Stahl today. Last week's game predicated on the fact that Griffin LaRue was not able to go last week. Should be totally healthy to go. This week had a good week of practice and ready to go. Southern Columbia just coming onto the field now in the gold pants, white jerseys. Richland, I believe, will be in white pants and red jerseys. So I know they love the uniform. They have a lot of history here at Mansion Park wearing those jerseys, hoping to capitalize that. And our buddy Jared Romsberg informed me, and I may be throwing this out prematurely, but on this broadcast, we are undefeated with them doing the game. So we want to keep that trend continuing. It's a huge game, obviously, to move on in the state.
I do want to point out, Southern Columbia took the field, for those of you who are listening live right now, that in addition to their Southern Columbia banner that they ran through, the cheerleaders had prepared a rollover Richland banner to go through. And not that the Richland Rams need anything to pump them up, but I'm sure Kellen Stahl, looking at that from the front of the tunnel, found a little extra motivation. The Rams, of course, now taking the field, led by the American flag, the Richland Ram banner, and the pancake banner for the linemen. So already a contrast and approach to how we're going at this game. And we'll see if the Richland Rams take any message out of that roll over the Rams thing early on here.
We have a nice officiating crew tonight. This is a group that usually does, I think, District 5 games, but a very, very good crew. We've had them before, led by head referee John Daly, Bob Gall, TJ Fox, Chris Hunter, John Colson, John Holden, and Greg DeMoncus. Very, very good group. They did the Bishop Court Richland game. Very good crew. We expect to see very fair calls. It should not be a problem today, so we don't want to hear any controversy with refereeing. Well, you got a really veteran crew. In fact, this is the same crew that got awarded last year to do Southern Columbia's championship game. So the state thinks really highly of them, and they get awarded this game here tonight. Actually, this afternoon. Rare for a day game, Jim, but again, 62 degrees now here at 12:58, which is just unbelievable.
Well, if you're looking for early signs, the House Speaker, this is a neutral field, although we are the home team, was just glaring out The Greatest Show from the movie The Greatest Showman, which is a regular part of the Taking the Field press festivities at Hurlinger Field for the Richland Rams. So truly a home game musically for the Rams as we start out. Some housekeeping. P.J. McGowan is still on his big game hunting trip. I have not gotten a word. Has he gotten anything?
Okay, I'm going to show you a picture. P.J. got a big mule deer.
All right.
An extremely big mule deer. Not able to get an elk yet. At that time he sent me the picture. They had just taken a 7-mile hike. The weather has not been fantastic for them, but he did get a very big mule deer, so he sends along his best wishes. And
and Fred Yanity not joining us here today, so at this point, no sideline reporter. So it'll be you and I. I will make this one note. Only P.J. McGowan can take great glee in getting a deer this close to Christmas.
Absolutely. So I hope P.J. had a great time. I'm sure that he did. We look forward to hearing the stories, as hopefully we'll be able to join you again next week and broadcast another football game.
Richland will be kicking off to begin the ball game. And for those of you that are listening, they will be moving from left to right on your screen.
All right, so on to kick the ball away will be number 4, Cullen O'Dowd. We'll see who's back for the Southern Columbia Tigers in just a second.
Well, you don't want to get in Gavin Garcia's hands. They've got a number of kids back there. Garcia is one of them. It looks like they're going to cheat him up a little bit. Richland has not been booming kickoffs through the end zone. They've tried to place the ball and run to it as a defensive play, giving up some yardage early on, trying to avoid big plays on kick returns. It'll be interesting. District 6 championship, the Rams led off with an onside kick.
All right, so it will be Garrett Garcia and Ian Yoder back deep. And it'll be a little onside attempt that is covered by Southern Columbia, so they take over in just fantastic field position as they take the ball over at the 47-yard line.
Well, that ball came out hot, and it didn't take a wild bounce, but it did hit the defender or the receiving team hard enough that it ricocheted off them, but not far enough that the Rams could get there in time to get the ball. This puts a little pressure on the Richland D to try to get a stop earlier, too, but not altogether a terrible disadvantage in this regard, simply because Southern Columbia is capable of big plays as well.
All right, number 9, Leon Keybon under center. And he will hand off to number 3. That is Wes Barnes, who tries the right side and brought down. That's Kellen Stahl on the stop. So Kellen Stahl makes a nice defensive play. That'll be a loss of a couple of yards.
Well, I'll tell you, they tried to sweep it out right-hand side there, and it looked like he was going to try to get the edge. Kellen Stahl closed in from his position and wrapped up beautifully over both shoulders and brought him down for the loss. So a significant play for the Rams.
So Wes Barnes on the first carry, and not who you expect, number 5, Gavin Garcia. Cleavon back under center. And it will be a pitch. I think this is Gavin Garcia. Has to reverse field back to the right. This is where you have to catch him right there. And they're not caught. And he's able to get to 50 and turn it upfield. So Richland had it stopped initially, but Gavin Garcia, and that's what we've seen on highlight film, Jim, is he's just able to reverse field, get to corner, shakes the tackle, and able to pick up a first down as he gets close to the 40-yard line, about the 41 into Richland territory.
You almost want that first guy, although you want him to bring him down. You want him more to contain him and slow him down more. And that's good news and bad news for the Rams. And so much of what I've seen from Southern Columbia is his ability to do that is a big part of their offense, which means that the way they want to run the play isn't working. It's his improvisation that has made the difference for them.
All right, pistol formation here now. It will be a handoff to the up back, number 24, I believe. And he's strung out, not brought down initially by Richland, able to turn a corner now as he picks up a couple yards, able to shake the initial tackle. And that was, I think, number 24, Braden Wislowski.
I'll tell you early on here, both in watching some of their film and watching what's going on here right now, they remind me very much right now of some of the better Johnstown High teams we saw 5 or 6 years ago in that they're running sweeps left. It's not working. And then an athlete is making a play in space. So Richland are going to have to play support football, discipline lane football, and trap those athletes when they make mistakes.
All right, so second down coming up. And again, this is number 3 on the carry. That is Wes Barnes. And he will come close to another first down. It will be a first down for Southern Columbia. So down to the 30-yard line of Richland, first and 10.
The cutting ability of Southern Columbia's skill positions, that is something Richland has not seen a whole lot of. I don't know that the straight line speed is much different than some of the best we've seen, but already we've seen 3 or 4 guys make outstanding moves that have turned losses into plays. That's the other thing, though. Southern Columbia is not afraid. Their running backs are not afraid to give ground trying to make the big play. If you can trap them back there, you can chew up some downs.
All right, so Klebon here on first and 10. We'll hand this off to Garcia, who goes to the right side. Able to turn a corner. He's just the 25 to 20. Cuts it back in and down to about the, looks like the 5. No, it's inside the 10, about the 9-yard line. We're at 10:25 remaining here in the first quarter. First possession of the ball game. Southern Columbia started at their own 48-yard line, has moved now down to the Richland 9-yard line. Very methodically, all on the ground so far.
Well, that's the second time Sam Pana's got a piece of Garcia around that outside, and Garcia's been able to fend it off. Sam's probably going to have to try to think more about coming in there like a bowling ball and trying to get to those ankles and just knocking those legs into each other than reaching out and trying to tackle him.
All right, first and goal from the 9 for Southern Columbia Tigers. And they will hand us off up the middle. And that's going to be a touchdown, Southern Columbia. That's number 3, Wes Barnes, able to take it in from 9 yards out to give Southern Columbia the early lead. So nice drive there by Southern Columbia, as Jim said. And Richland's been there a couple of times, but as you said, just good athletic moves by Southern Columbia, able to keep plays alive and gain some yardage. And
that looked to me to be like the first play that went where it was designed to go. The rest of that was athletic skills. And
the extra point is blocked. Excuse me, Jim. That was number 43 on to kick the extra point. That was Isaac Carter. But Richland able to come up with a blocked extra point. So it puts the score at 6-0 here with about 9:57 left to go. Again, continue your thought now.
Well, what I'm saying is it's not going to do Richland any good if they can't corral those athletes when they're improvising out there. But the good news is at the line of scrimmage, what's being designed to do, we're beating them to the punch. It's just you saw time and time again guys reversing field, not part of the design, but part of their athletic ability to scramble back. And somebody's got to corral that guy in. There's got to be better backside support. And from time to time, when you see that ball going opposite field, a lot of times backside support is used to that play being made. They're going to have to hustle out there and keep their discipline, and somebody's got to get to the ball. We got to figure all these tackles are going to have to happen in waves based on what you saw in that first possession.
All right, so Southern Columbia, after their score, will get ahead and kick it away to be number 43, Isaac Carter. Back deep for the Rams is number 2, Graydon Lewis.
I tell you, Graydon Lewis played in that game against Southern Columbia last year and had a big tackle on now Ohio State Buckeye Julian Fleming. And the Miami reacted to it big. Graydon knows he belongs in this game. Hopefully he'll get a chance to demonstrate that in a good kick return here.
All right, Carter's kick is away. It's a deep one. Lewis will field it right around his 5-yard line. Take it up over the 10, the 15. Makes the move and gets down to about the 20-yard line. So Richland will take over their first possession of the ballgame. They trail here 6-0 with 9:51 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, we said Richland is moving left to right in your radio or on your broadcast dial. I'm going to say radio dial because I'm old. At any rate, that kickoff, a high kickoff, the sun facing into the eyes of the kick returner on that side of the field. So, and it's going to be that way the better part of this game. So we should look at that as a possible factor down the road for both teams.
All right, Kellen Stahl on a gun. It will be Evan McCracken who will flank him to the right side. Looks like we have a 4 wide receiver set, 2 right, 2 left. Stahl will drop back to throw. Stahl looks. He throws out to his left and has a man.
That's Sam.
And that's a nice pickup of. That's what we want to do, Jim. We want to make sure we gain, 5, 6 yards first down, and Sam ends up picking up about 9 yards on the play.
Well, some smart play there. For number 1, make sure you make the catch. Number 2, the cut back quickly. The short tackle maybe holds at the 5. But Sam, knowing he's going to get surrounded quickly, gets what he can and then gets down. So good second down goal, a second down position for the Rams.
It'll be second down and a long one. And Kellen Stahl will keep that himself as he goes over the 30-yard line. That'll be a Richland first down. And this is a big drive for Richland. They want to answer the score. They want to make sure they show Southern Columbia they belong in this football game. And I know that they believe that they do. We all believe that they do. And they have to prove it to themselves. So this is a good drive for them right here. Good first down pickup, Kellen Stahl.
Well, the first objective was met. You want to move the chains, get that first down, settle into your offensive rhythm.
And maybe a little motion on Richland. Not sure if Southern Columbia jumped or offside Southern Columbia. Looks like offside Southern Columbia will be the call. And it is. So 5-yard penalty. That's a big pre-snap penalty, Jim. That puts you from a 1st and 10 to now 1st and 5.
I watched Southern Columbia prior to the game work on that for 10 minutes in pregame. And I'm sure their coach is not happy. Now, we pulled it out on first down there. A lot of times we wait a little bit deeper into the down and distance. But so a 1st and 5 gives Richland a little something to work with here.
All right, same set for Richland with Evan McCracken in at running back. Stahl going to throw again. Stahl this time looks left. Taking a deep shot. He has Griff LaRue and just over the head. Just a little overthrown. Griff LaRue had a couple of steps in coverage was number 23. That is Garrett Garcia.
I got to tell you, I don't think that was overthrown so much as that when Griff turned back for the ball, it was already in the air. It didn't look like he found it right away, so he didn't kick into the heavy gear until later in the throw. Had he been able to pick the ball up right away, he did have a couple of steps on his guy, and he certainly has the speed to catch up with that ball. In this case, he's trying to figure out where the ball is, and he slowed his cadence down. I
think it's a great time to run that play. 1st and 5, why not? So now we have 2nd and 5 upcoming from the Rams there at the road 37-yard line. Griff LaRue goes in motion, comes back to the left this time. Stahl going to hand up the middle. That should be, I think, Evan McCracken. Evan McCracken will push his way close to the 40-yard line. Will bring up a 3rd and short. Ball will be spotted at the, looks like the 34-yard line. Richland looks like they need to get to about the 42-yard line for a first down.
Well,
no, the ball at the 39-yard line, excuse me, so about 3 yards to go.
I know you gave this officiating crew compliments, and I'm not judging him, but as quick as that whistle came in, I can't tell you how often Westmont, Cambria Heights, teams that run that muddle offense, that they'd only be gaining a yard, that there was still more forward momentum going on, and Richland was still pushing. McCracken had the ball. I'm a fan of stopping the play there. These guys can sometimes take it personal, but that was a little quick for my liking, given the fact that he was still on his feet and still moving forward.
All right, empty backfield here for Kellen Stahl now. It will be LaRue in motion. They'll fake the handoff. Kellen Stahl will keep. He needs 3. He will not get 3. He maybe picks up a yard to the 40. This is going to bring up the first big decision for Coach Bailey. They're going to have a 4th and about 2. They trail 6-0 with about 7:30 here remaining in the first quarter. And I believe Coach is going to go for this.
I believe he is as well, and the obvious thing here is a run-pass option for Kellen Stahl. Some quick outs, somebody over through the middle of the field, and if Stahl reads he's got the first down, keep it and get going. It's something he doesn't have to throw the ball on right away.
Richland will go empty backfield once again. 1 wide receiver split way out left as Griff LaRue, 2 to the right. Penna will go in motion, and a fake handoff to Penna. Stahl will keep it himself, and he will not get the first down. And so Richland, the first big stop there by Southern Columbia here on 4th down. And Southern Columbia will take over the ball in Richland territory at the 40-yard line.
I do want to point out on that 3rd down play, Southern Columbia was given a sideline warning for being on the field. So the next time that happens, that will result in a penalty. But the warning is issued here in the first quarter. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if it helps the Rams down the road. And now let's see if the Richland defense has caught up to what's going on with these moves for these Southern Columbia skill position players.
All right, Cleveland back under center. And we'll hand this off. That is number 3 again. Big dose of number 3 so far. That is, wow, that is going to be a touchdown. That was Wes Barnes. So just when you think it's going to be a heavy dose of Gavin Garcia, so far a big dose of Wes Barnes. 40-yard touchdown run as he took the ball along the left side and able to get the sideline and take it all the way into the end zone. So Richland finds themselves down 12-0 early in the football game. We're at 6:46 remaining in the first quarter. Last time Richland able to block the extra point. Carter on to attempt again. And this time the kick is up, and the kick is good. So 13-0 early, Jim, with 6:46 left to go in the first quarter. Still no need for Richland to panic. It's early enough in the ball game. They know what they need to do defensively, but they also got to get moving a little bit offensively here. It'll be their second series.
Well, there's nothing improvised about that play. That's how it's designed to work. The first defender through couldn't quite get a hand. Some good blocking, obviously, going on by Southern Columbia. And once he got through that hole and got to the outside, nobody was in position to get a hand on him. So Richland's got to answer here early. They've got to get the ball. And, I don't want to say it's a must-score time. Certainly if the defense isn't going to find a way to stop the Southern Columbia team, it won't matter. But what Richland needs to do is move those chains, get a couple big plays, get this ball past the 50-yard line, give themselves more of a chance. I think what we saw in that second half of Cambria Heights when Richland had to go to that run-pass option for Kellen Stahl, it might be time to take a better look at that sooner rather than later for Richland.
All right, so Carter will be on to kick it away again here from Southern Columbia. Again, your score here, Southern Columbia 13, Richland nothing with 6:46 remaining in the first quarter. Carter will kick it away as Graydon Lewis back deep for Richland. He's at his own 10-yard line. And the kick is away. It's another good long kick. Lewis will pick it up right around his 2-yard line. Turn and get to the 5, to the 10, and he's brought down. So Southern Columbia so far, Jim, I know it's only been a couple plays, but excellent special teams. Good coverage down the field. Graydon Lewis able to take it to about the 12-yard line, where Richland will take over 1st and 10.
Well, twice Kellen Stahl, 3 times actually. One was good for the first down. The other 2 stopped for no gain. That little quarterback delay draw, if you want to call it anything else. So Richland's going to have to start spreading and distributing the ball out to their strength, and that is all over the field. One deep pop to Griff LaRue so far. Sam Panner with a catch for 9 yards. We've got to start mixing it up and getting the ball in somebody's hands.
Graydon Lewis now will be the running back as Stahl goes back to throw. He's going to try again for Griff LaRue along the right sideline, broken up nicely there by number 10, Jacob Davis. So good coverage there by Davis.
Well, I'll tell you, Griff has a little bit of a size advantage on Davis. That particular one, he had excellent position. He really did Davis, to do in the pass. So Richland now they're going to take 2 big pops, neither one bearing any fruit at this point.
Backed up to their own 12-yard line with 2nd and 10 to go. Down to 6:34 remaining in the first quarter. Richland showing 13-0. Stahl will keep it himself. Try left tackle and maybe pick up a couple yards to about the 14-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and 8.
I'll tell you, when you study for the playoffs, you don't necessarily go too deep into their season. You want to see what kind of team they are now, so you might look back to 2 or 3 games. And I got to tell you, a player that's out there right now that I think can contribute a lot today, that there might not be a lot of tape on the last 3 games, is Ryan McGowan. He's got flat-out speed. He's a strong player, and Southern Columbia might be focusing more on a couple other skill position guys that might give Ryan a chance to do something a bit more.
Kellen Stahl going to keep it himself, and again, Southern Columbia up to the task. Kellen Stahl probably loses about a yard in that play, so it's going to bring up a 4th down and 9. Richland will have to punt the ball away. So two possessions, and only resulted in 1 first down so far for Richland. They'll have to punt here. And this is a situation they want to find themselves, Jim, down 2 scores early, and so far have been unable to stop Southern Columbia. Southern Columbia has not attempted a pass so far in this ball game. Everything on the ground, but a heavy dose of Wes Barnes so far.
You would think Kellen's going to try to punt this out of bounds, right side,
And that's a nice punt. Takes a good Richland bounce. Ball will still be in Richland territory. The ball will be spotted at, looks like, about the 47-yard line of Richland. So third possession of the game for Southern Columbia. The first two ended up in scores. One blocked extra point puts our score at 13-0. We're at 5:12 remaining here in the first quarter. And Richland looking for answers here.
Pretty conservative play call that in the shadow of their own goal line, those on that possession. And defense has got to step up here. You don't want to go into a Southern Columbia team down by 3 scores.
Wes Barnes, again, will be the running back. Pistol formation. Gavin Garcia is actually on the left side of the line. Going to be a fake handoff. Klebon back to throw. Getting some pressure from Aiden Thomas. Now flushed out. He's being chased there by Nathan Kniss. Able to get away. Klebon does, but he just gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1. We'll see where they spot the ball. So good coverage there by Richland on the first pass attempt by Southern Columbia. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Good pressure there by Aiden Thomas and Nathan Kniss.
Well, you saw he managed to get by the first guy, then some backside support. Downfield, his receiver, the pattern had been cut off. The receiver improvised out to the sideline, but the quarterback wasn't in a position to make a throw. By the time he got over there and could wind it up, the defensive backfield had adjusted back over.
Big penalty here on Southern Columbia. Might have been was that a chop block, Jim? I couldn't understand what the call was.
I didn't see the play call. Yeah. So
maybe a crackback.
I didn't see the flag anywhere in the field.
That brings the ball all the way back to the 38-yard line of Southern Columbia. It'll bring up a 2nd and 25 to go. This is where Richland needs to take advantage.
First significant break of the game for the Rams. If they can turn it into something, it certainly would help the cause.
Handoff to Garcia. And ball's on the ground. Garcia picks it up. He's still able to keep his feet, however. Being chased, cuts it back before being brought down. But what a play by Gavin Garcia. Lost the ball, still able to pick it up, reverse field, and actually pick up a couple of yards.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. I said, that, again, improvisation. The play was cut off. He lost the football on that one. The question is, will there be a moment when he gives ground where he doesn't get that football back, or he gives ground and the Rams are able to take possession of the football?
So the ball out to the, looks like the 36-yard line. That was a loss of 2, actually. Excuse me. So 2nd and 27 upcoming now for the Southern Columbia Tigers. Klebon back to throw. Klebon, again, he's just going to set up a screen. That's to Wes Barnes. Wes Barnes being chased from behind, but Wes Barnes able to keep his feet as he shakes a tackle. Wes Barnes could go all the way, and he will. So Wes Barnes on a screenplay, able to take it to the house. Wes Barnes, another touchdown for the Southern Columbia Tigers. That's his 3rd on the day. And Richland seemed to have that snuffed out, Jim, and just couldn't bring him down. And
look, I don't know how he kept his feet.
Wow.
He leapt over a defender who still seemed to get a piece of him. Tough to tell from this distance. And it looked at the minimum he would stumble down at that point. And once he kept his feet, then there was only one more defender and a host of blockers in front of him.
All right, so it's going to be an attempted extra point. It was a high snap brought down by Southern Columbia, and a great, really a great pick and a great hold. And the kick is up and good. And we're at 20-0 here already with 3:27 remaining in the first quarter. And Richland a little shell-shocked here, unable to do anything defensively. These players for Southern Columbia, particularly Wes Barnes and Gavin Garcia, doing an excellent job so far, keeping their feet.
Boy, even though we've given up the points, I'm going to disagree with the unable to do anything defensively. They're shutting off the play the way it's supposed to go. Even that play was sniffed out. 2 guys got a piece of him in the backfield. Somebody else had a shot at him and got a foot, and just athletically, he was able to keep his feet and then get to open space. Their offense is not going where they want it to go. I doubt very seriously that the coach is drawing up a play. Let's run left, and then you go right and figure something out. So you got the 20-point lead. They're going to have to zero down on here. You are hitting the point now where a score has got to happen here for Richland.
All right, so on to kick it away again for Southern Columbia is going to be Carter. Ball be placed at the 40-yard line. This time back deep for Richland is going to be 2 players. They put Griff LaRue back deep with Graydon Lewis now. Yeah, this is a big time in the ball game, Jim. Totally agree. We're down to 3:27 remaining in the first quarter. Richland already down 20-0. 3 possessions and 3 scores for Southern Columbia. 2 possessions and 1 first down so far for the Richland Rams. And the kick is away. It's a very good kick.
That's LaRue.
Fielded at about the 6-yard line. LaRue will pick it up. He will try the left side. Cannot turn the corner. And the ball will be spotted at about the 16-yard line. Richland will take over 1st and 10.
Well, it almost seems mandatory that Bailey's going to have to come out here and try to put this game on Kellen Stahl's arm right now. Short patterns, long patterns, whatever the case might be, Richland's got they haven't moved it on the ground. They're going to have to try to create some room around that line of scrimmage with some passing. There's no deep help right now, so the straight man for Southern Columbia, if they can find the right match, maybe they can make something happen.
It'll be a quick pass out to the left and over to the right. Sorry, over the head of Griff Lure. There's a flag on the play.
So either we have a hold or a late hit or roughing the passer. That's where the flag came in. We'll see what the call is.
And it's going to be a personal foul, roughing the passer, called on Southern Columbia.
You know, it was when Sam quarterback one of the JV games early in the year, and we had a big play in the game where he got roughed, and our fans were all cheering. It just dawned on me as a parent that everybody was applauding, and my kid just got crushed. So, with all due respect to the Kellen's, parents and family, we're happy for the yardage, not for the blow delivered upon Kellen.
Somehow, I feel like Andy and Megan are cheering as well. They pick up the 15 yards. Their son got up. He's okay. Then everything's okay. But they'll take the 15 yards, and Richland now has 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Megan Stahl's actually on her feet right now, spurring the guys on, so that pumped her up.
Stahl back to throw again. Going to a quick out to his left, trying to hit Graydon Lewis. And will fall incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, it was an interesting little cross pattern there as Griff Lue cut in and Graydon cut out. Pass was a little high. The last offering was a little high as well. So whether he's feeling a level of pressure or guys aren't quite standing where he wants the ball to go. A little off early on with some of these.
All right, so Stahl looks like it will go empty backfield this time. 2nd and 10. Richland trailing 20-0. LaRue will go in motion to the left of the line now, come back right, and it'll be a handoff to LaRue. And he will try to cut back over the 30-yard line, but he's going to lose a couple of yards.
Look, this is a team with good team speed. You've got time for that one move, and then you got to cut it upfield. That 2 or 3 moves within the space of a yard, there's too much backside support chasing you. You don't see them, but they're coming. So you've got to make that first cut and then make up your mind what you can get the best, and then physically try to out muscle somebody. The longer you're standing in one place, the more crowd you're going to attract.
All right, so LaRue loses 2. It's going to be a 3rd and 12 upcoming for the Rams. 2:35 remaining in the first quarter. Richland trailing 20-0 here on a beautiful day in Mansion Park.
Well, I'll let you know the beautiful part once we score a touchdown.
All right, so Stahl in the gun. LaRue will go motion again left. Stahl back to throw. Stahl going to hit LaRue. He's wide open. LaRue able to get the 40-yard line and gets a first down, but there's a flag on the play. This may be coming back on a hold on Richland.
Well, it was quick. We might have a procedure penalty here.
It was very well set up, that play. Flag came out in the Richland backfield. And it will be a motion penalty here on Richland. So that will negate the first down and bring up a 3rd and 17.
I'm not gonna speculate as to which player that was on, because a lot of times it's the wide receiver that's gone in motion. But in this case, I really don't know. I just know that the flags came out, the sequence in which they came out and where they came out. That's an indicator that you've got a procedure call against the offense.
All right, ball all the way back to the Richland 26-yard line. 2nd and 17 upcoming. It'll be McCracken in the backfield to the right of Stahl. 4 wide receiver set. McCracken will now switch to the left side. One-on-one coverage on the outsides. Graydon Lewis now will go in motion to the left. Stahl back to throw. Stahl getting some heavy pressure, able to shake. Throws a pass to Graydon Lewis, who takes it up over the 35-yard line to about the 38, but it will be not enough for a first down. It's going to bring up a 4th down. It's a 4th and manageable, Jim. I mean, it's
4th and 5.
And they're down 3. And they're down 3 scores.
You almost
and this
have
might
to.
be a chance to go. I totally agree. I think Coach agrees, and we're going to go for it. Ball at the 38-yard line. It's a 4th and 5. We're at 2:05 remaining here in the first quarter. Again, Richland trails 20-0.
We've got Graydon Lewis deep and McCracken flanking out on Stahl. A lot of times that's a Stahl run for Richland. We'll see if they have something else off of this.
And Stahl going to keep it. Stahl going to throw now. Has him in. That's McCracken, but the right there in coverage was number 6, Logan Potter, able to bring down McCracken backside, and now will fall short of the first down by a couple yards.
Stahl, because of heavy pressure, is never able to set his feet and had to throw that pass going backwards, and because of that, McCracken had to stop and reach back for the ball. Had he been able to throw that ball out further into flat, McCracken run to it, I think not only is it a first down, but it's probably a big play for Richland. But that shows you what pressure up the middle can do. And in this case, they came for Kellen. Kellen was still throwing from his heels. Heck of a job to make the pass that he did in that situation.
All right, ball 39-yard line of Richland. Klebon now hands off to Garcia up the middle, and this time Richland will bring him down. There's not a flag on the play. Garcia went for about 3 yards on the carry, but there was a flag that came out.
Well, again, either you're probably looking at procedure or...
No, it's on Richland. It's
Okay.
a sideline warning on Richland, so will not be a penalty. Bring up second down. So both teams now with sideline warnings.
Coach Bailey's making his case. Well, who exactly was on the side? I'm not out there. Who's behind? He's looking around to his left and right. The officials, I'm sure, didn't just make that up, but I have no idea who crawled out into space.
Klebon now going to pitch out to the left. Garcia able to go. Yes, nice tackle made by Connor Rager this time, as Garcia was looking to cut it back, but this time Connor Rager puts him down. That's a loss on the play, and it puts the ball back to the 40-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and 11.
Well, you hate to put it on him, but Connor Rager is one of the guys that can make a difference in this ball game because not only is he big and strong and powerful, he's got a level of speed. If Garcia is willing to give ground because there's a tackler in front of him, if Connor Rager can chase him into a hole and force him into a mistake, it could turn the field for the Rams. So and a sure tackler once he gets a hold of somebody. So certainly a difference maker there. Seems likely this is 2-down territory for Southern Columbia, though.
All right, Wes Barnes back in the backfield. 3 touchdowns so far for Wes Barnes. And they will go back to throw. Klebon getting some pressure, heavy pressure up the middle. And that's going to be Connor Rager, who takes him back all the way at the Southern Columbia. Looks like maybe the 41-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 40. And that takes them out of that. What you were saying, going for a 4th down, that is gone now, as the ball spotted all the way back now at the Southern Columbia 40-yard line. Connor Rager, 2 huge plays for the Rams.
Look, confidence can be a weakness. And the Southern Columbia skill position players are certain that they can make a 40-yard gain out of every play, even if it means they have to give up 7 or 8 yards worth of ground in order to try to find an angle.
Carter on to punt it away. Fair catch called by Stahl, and he will down it at about the 32-yard line. So now this is where Richland needs to go. Big defensive stop. Time to move offensively. They're still only down 3 scores. We're still early in the ball game. Looks like 11 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Well, and that ball is actually marked around the 27-yard line. So, but still, the best,
27. Excuse me.
Still the best starting field position for the Rams, I think, so far this game. So, all right, my call here. Let's see what we got.
Be Graydon Lewis in the backfield. Pistol formation here so far, but now Graydon Lewis will sidecar. Stall to his right.
Maybe a slant to McGowan, who's on the right side.
Motion by LaRue to the left. Quick pass out to LaRue. Looks like you had 2 receivers. Ryan McGowan coming across, LaRue behind. Pass batted down. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Well, so much of the Richland offense is throw into a spot, and that ball a little more outside. Griff had turned off the rolling pick for McGowan, and he stopped immediately. Needed another yard for him in the belly. Even if he catches that, he's going to be surrounded. You heard the crowd groan in case you're listening live now. And that was because the defender actually hit the defender in the belly and fell to the ground. He was not ready for the ball. So a bit of a break for Richland there.
All right, McCracken now will go to the right of Stahl. 4 wide receiver set, 2nd and 10. Stahl looking for the slant play just off the fingertips of Sam Penna. In coverage there was number 10, Jacob Davis. And if that ball is caught, Jim, he's got nothing but turf ahead of him.
Look, all these receivers have to adjust. Kellen Stahl is going to have to bring the heat, and that ball was coming in hot, a little high for Sam. He got both paws up there, though. Ordinarily, that's a catch. So you've got to get soft hands under that heavy pressure and make that catch.
As Richland looking for a first down here, 3rd and 10. They trail 20-0 with about 2 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So this will be the last play of the quarter. LaRue will go motion to the right, and Stahl going to throw, and has a man. That should be enough for a first down. Sam Penna able to pick it up short of the 40-yard line at about the 39.
That should be the first down.
So it should be plenty for a first down.
There we
and
go.
It will be. And that will be the last play of the first quarter. So Richland down 20-0, but finding a little bit of momentum here, Jim.
Well, what you saw there is, the previous play, that pass came in hot. Sam let it get off his hands. Probably at that point, rather than thinking about getting the length of field, he probably needs to leave his feet and go up so he can cradle that thing in. This case, sideline pass in traffic. Sam aware of the sidelines, made a beautiful catch of the ball and slowed up to make sure that he got a foot in. In fact, they got both in, and it's 2 yards clear of the first down. So a significant play for the Rams to get a little forward momentum. They're now longest drive of the game.
Yeah, we're going to just be underway here in the second quarter. And again, like you said, maybe not I misspoke a little bit and said Richland doing nothing defensively. I kind of agree with you, Jim. Not doing nothing, but unable to make the tackle.
Well, we haven't
when
had
they
to
have
stop.
the opportunity to make the tackle. So a little misspoken on my part. They are doing a good job. They're at the spot. They're there at the point of contact. But these players for Southern Columbia so far, particularly Wes Barnes and Gavin Garcia, able to keep their feet in moments when you don't think they could. And on the last series, Connor Rager just came up massive and able to put Garcia down on one and then make a huge sack on Klebon to force the first punt of the game for Southern Columbia.
Well, probably the best running back, best ball carrier that the Rams have faced all year is Mercury Swaim out of Bedford. Now, he starts out, you know exactly where he is. He's coming from the same spot. You've got a different offensive alignment here, so you're trying to keep up with these good running backs and wide receivers. They're coming from all different angles. You've got to do a better job of being able to lasso them in wherever they're lining up.
All right, so Richland will go 1st and 10. McCracken will set himself to the left of Stahl. Stahl going to kick the handoff, keep it himself, goes up the middle, and nice game by Kellen Stahl on first down. Will pick up about 4 yards. So again, just underway here in the second quarter. Richland trying 20-0 and have a little bit of momentum here. Have the ball now at their own 43-yard line. 2nd and 4. And Southern Columbia will jump again. Second time in the ball game, Southern Columbia will go offside. And that turns a 2nd and 4 into, actually 2nd and 6 into which should be just a 2nd and 1 upcoming.
Well, the last time we were in such a situation, Bailey dialed up the deep pass to Griff LaRue. Certainly, you've got a freebie here if that's what you want to do. Second down in less than a yard, you're going to presume that on 3rd and 4th down, you'll find a way to run the ball for a first down if you don't get the big play out of this. Or he might try to crack off a draw or a run up the middle to Graydon Lewis or Evan McCracken and see if that can turn into a big play.
Yeah, Southern Columbia doing so far a really good job at keeping Stahl in check.
His defender
2nd
fell.
and 1, and Stahl will keep it himself. He will pick up the first down as he dives to about the 50-yard line.
I tell you what, it's too bad the big pass wasn't dialed up. Griff LaRue won in motion from left to right. When he stopped and headed back, the man that's supposed to be covering him actually fell. When Griff LaRue got to the time he got to the left tight end, his defender was 9 yards behind him. A deep pattern there, he would have been alone. So look for the Rams to keep that in mind later on, that the guy that's trying to keep up with LaRue in motion is overreacting to the motion. I'm
going to see a big size matchup here right on the left right now. LaRue on a very much smaller so far, number 20, Nick Ziegler, out to the left. 1st and 10 for the Rams at their own 50. Stahl going to throw. He's going to find on a slant, trying to find Griff LaRue. The slant is open, Jim, and just a little high for Griff LaRue, but he was open.
Well, it's not just a matter of, is he throwing high? You've also got defensive pressure from Southern Columbia. So Stahl's got to get it over the defensive line, and as a disciplined group, hands up, filling lanes. So it's, there are multiple things that are going on with that. LaRue did go up, but realized he was never going to catch the ball and then didn't make an offering. So 2nd down and a full 10 for the Rams.
Have the ball at midfield here. Evan McCracken to the left of Stahl. It will be a fake handoff to McCracken. Stahl will keep it himself, as he will get to about the 48-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and about 8. Jordan Ford now will check into the ball game as Evan McCracken comes out.
Well, with this straight man defense, we've got to find somebody in some green and see if we can make an athletic move out in the open field.
Yeah, the big blocker in with Jordan Ford in the backfield with Stahl. 4 wide receiver set, and Stahl will follow Ford, and he'll bounce out to the right now as he gets to about the 45-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 5, and Richland's gone for it all the time. Don't see any reason why they wouldn't. They're in Southern Columbia territory, and they trail by 20.
Well, we'll see if that freeze play is the first one we call. I will tell you this, they've got Sam Penna in the slot. That is where he has scored the majority of his touchdowns.
And again, the mismatch of height on the left side
They
with
got
LaRue
it.
and Ziegler. And
Freeze
it will
play
be
works.
another. Southern Columbia, again, may give Richland a first down on their 3rd offside call of the football game.
Confidence
We'll check the call.
can be a weakness. They are certain they're going to get to the passer, and in their haste, they're not waiting back. So the Rams are able to turn their aggression against Southern Columbia right now. They've got to somehow manipulate that into being points.
And a good drive so far by Richland. A couple of penalties here, but Richland will take it every single time. But they're on the move. They're at the Southern Columbia 40-yard line. 9:27 remaining here in the second quarter. Richland trailing 20-0, and they will keep Jordan Ford in the backfield with Stahl. We got a bunch formation right, bunch formation left. Stahl will keep it himself, go up the middle, and able to plunge toward about the 35-yard line. So good 5-yard pickup on first down. Evan McCracken now will check in for Ford.
Well, the big bodies up front are one of the strengths of the Ram team. If you can get those linebackers cheating more up to try to stop that for Stahl, you might be able to find Ford or Griff LaRue over the middle, only 8 yards downfield.
Stahl will throw out to LaRue. Has it at the 30-yard line. LaRue will get pushed out of bounds at about, looks like the 27-yard line.
That should be a first down.
So it should be enough for Richland first down. Nice pitch and catch from Stahl to LaRue.
Well, pitch and double catch. That ball hit LaRue's hand. For those of you at home, that hit LaRue's hand. It popped up in the air. There was some question as to whether he was going to be able to pull it in. He did and managed to stay in bounds. And that little bobble probably kept him from being able to turn that upfield for something bigger, but still a critical catch.
All right, they'll spot the ball at the 28-yard line. 8:35 remaining here in the second quarter. Stahl. Oh, good backside catch there by number 46. That is Wade Kerstetter, who came in backside, able to bring back Stahl.
Look, he was just guessing, and he guessed right.
He guessed right, yeah.
But when you get a team so aggressive that they're going to start doing that, then you got to start finding ways to exploit that. So he had to abandon his post to be able to come around that side to do it at that point. So Brandon Bailey will have to try to make some halftime adjustments to figure out a way to take advantage of that.
All right, 2nd and 11 on a loss of 1 on the play. Stahl back in the gun. Stahl back to throw. Stahl looks to his left. Stahl has a wide open LaRue. And LaRue into the end zone for a Richland Ram touchdown. Stahl to LaRue from 29 yards away.
It hung up there forever.
I know.
It's almost as if it's like the video feed froze.
I know.
You know, my Netflix is cycling. Right now I'm just staring and waiting. The asteroid's about to hit the earth and it just won't. And then the ball comes down,
but it comes down.
Makes the catch.
Into the arms of LaRue. LaRue able to find the end zone. And Richland answers. Autumn Faccio now to attempt the extra point.
Well, you know, I know at home you're probably thinking maybe the Rams should go for 2. They're down by so many, but the reality is
The kick is up, and Autumn Faccio is true.
They're going to have to score more than a few. Yeah. And by making that kick, what Bailey is hoping to do is take advantage of the blocked extra point early in the game. If he gets 2 more scores and does this, he can take a lead. So at this point in the game, probably the right move. Plus, you never know when you might need a big kick out of Autumn later in a game like this. You don't want that kick to be her first kick of the game. Get her out here for the routine extra point. If you are in a position where you think field goal is the way to win this game, you don't want that to be her first kick of the game.
All right, so Richland now only down by 13, 20-7 here with 7:55 remaining before halftime. So good defensive stop by Richland. They get the ball. They move the ball all the way down the field. And the 29-yard strike from Stahl to LaRue in the left corner of the end zone for the Richland touchdown.
Well, so far every point in this game has been scored in the left-hand end zone. All Southern Columbia in the first quarter. The Richland Rams get their first score in that same end zone. Richland led off this game with an onside kick. I got to be honest, I don't know that I'd be surprised if they don't try it again. Simply about, why run the risk of kicking the ball to these athletes who are back there? We've had difficulty tackling them in their own backfield. Why put them in a spot in the open field?
You can always kick the ball. Well, then again, they can make you kick it again. But you could always try for the out of bounds or place the ball at the 35-yard line. Almost better than being close to the 50. But Southern Columbia would have the option to make Richland re-kick. Colin O'Dowd now on to kick it away for the Rams.
Got a wide body right here in the hash. If we're going to onside kick, go right at him.
And that will be on the ground. And a nice play made there by number 46, I believe. Wade Kerstetter, good hands.
Well, yeah, it was a great catch in his line.
Yeah,
but a ball
absolutely.
traveling at that speed of an onside kick, he dove backwards to catch that, so it drove him back a little bit. He has help behind him. If he squares up and tries the block, there's a good chance somebody's going to be able to grab the ball and actually make a return on that. So good athletic ability to make the catch. I don't know if that was the best judgment in the moment.
All right, so 43-yard line of Southern Columbia, 1st and 10. As Klebon back under center. Klebon will hand off up the middle as Gavin Garcia able to cut it back at about the 50, still on his feet. Lots of Ram bodies there, and wow, Garcia able to take it all the way to the 45-yard line of Richland.
So much movement with Garcia inside like a 3-yard area, and you see hands going out for him. Now, what that does is it's created space for him, but we've also seen where it's lost him yardage, and we've also seen where he just plain lost the football. So, feast or famine kind of thing. The Rams, when they get him in that kind of traffic, somebody's got to get his feet and somebody's got to get on the ball. We need a turnover here.
All right, so 1st and 10 for the Southern Columbia Tigers. 7:23 remaining here in the second quarter. Southern Columbia leading 27. Richland will go ahead and call a timeout. Catch their breath a little bit. Yeah, let's run down sponsors. That's a great idea. We want to thank all of our sponsors, including Romsburg Media, for doing this. I know we have just the audio portion today. Tomorrow you can get and rewatch the game. We want to thank Precious Metals and Diamond Company, Chan Soon Shong Medical Center, Best Window and Door, Blade Broadband, Rizzo's Italian Restaurant, the Fifth Bar and Grill, which is formerly the Alibi, Wayne Langer Hulk for Senate, Advanced Office Systems, Dean Jordan Goodyear, Ponchione Financial, Cardellino Eye Care and Optical, EcoSafe Sanitizing, Nico's Restaurant, Johnstown Construction, FWF Insurance and Erie Insurance, Pinnacle Chiropractic Spine and Sports Center, Flair Country Catering and Event Planning, Sporting Good Discounters, FX Screen Printing, DB Homes, Slovenian Savings and Loan, Trolley Insurance, which is a family company with ties right here in Laurel Highlands, and Klein Kimlin CPAs.
Well, Southern Columbia put the ball on the ground one time in the game. They managed to get it back. We need a similar break here, only we need to end up in the loving arms of a red jersey. Southern Columbia has yet to try to pass the ball, and I don't see any reason why they would at this point. The running game has moved it. They've gotten some big plays, unless they've sniffed something out in what's going on. But at this point, Southern Columbia is going to rely on those athletes and make some plays.
All right, so it will be 1st and 10. Klebon will hand this ball off the middle. And that's Wes Barnes again. Wes Barnes has 3 touchdowns on the game and brought down by Stahl, but not before another Southern Columbia first down all the way to about the, looks like about the 33-yard line.
Boy, I tell you, I mean, obviously it's got to be coached. They all appear to have the same running style. There's a strength to it, but a jitteriness, that and high stepping out of tackles at that point. Richland's got to square up. Somebody's got to put a body. Somebody's got to put a lick on somebody's ribs and knock them backwards.
All right, so 1st and 10 from the Richland 33-yard line for Southern Columbia. They lead here 20-7 with 6:52 remaining here before halftime. Klebon going to hand off. It's a double handoff. It'll be Garcia and on the reverse, and Garcia able to shed a tackle from Sam Penna as he turns over the 25, cuts it back to the 20. There is a flag down to 15 to 10, and Garcia will have the end zone, but there is a flag on the play, and I think on the reaction, I think this is coming back.
I got to tell you, long before Sam fought that off and got up and got in what looked like it could have been a tackle, got fought off, it looked like he was being held and driven backwards.
Yeah,
so
I would agree, and that's exactly it, Jim. It's going to be a holding call. So, yeah, what we saw was right on our side of the field. We can see it coming, and that is a hold on Southern Columbia, so negates a Garcia 33-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, so the hold even coming before the contact, I was surprised the flag didn't come out sooner. There might have been another hold as well. It looked like he was being thrown to the ground. Both shoulder pads were grabbed there, at least to me anyway, and that he fought in and got back in the play. Then he got bulldozed. So, the plus and the minus. But, again, first and a long way here, so
yep.
A big stop on this first down would be very helpful for the Rams.
All right, ball all the way back to the 44-yard line in Richland now for Southern Columbia. Klebon going to hand off. It is Wes Barnes. Wes Barnes over the 40. Shakes a tackle from Evan McCracken and able to get it all the way to the Richland, looks like 25-yard line. Now they're going to give him the 27, it looks like, because we're going to spot it.
So strong. Evan McCracken is a strong young man, and he's able to fight that off. The Rams got sucked in a little bit on the motion on that and got caught off guard by running the sweep to the short side.
So it was first and long, turns into a second and short.
Again, back to forward down territory for Southern Columbia. A little slow getting the play into the huddle here, so they're going to break the huddle with about 6 seconds to go before the play clock expires.
All right, Jalen Triplin into the game now for the Rams. Second down upcoming. Klebon will hand off. This is Wes Barnes, goes up the middle. Wes Barnes will go nowhere. Maybe get to the 25. It's going to bring up third and about 2.
Well, let's see where they're actually going to mark the ball. At first, the far linesman is marking it just past the 25, but the head linesman was a little bit further down there. Might have just been adjusting to the crowd. Nope, the tip of the ball in. So third down and about 1.5 yards.
Jalen Triplin now will check out as Kellen Stahl will check back in for the Rams.
Well, go ahead.
Sorry, we're down to 5:11 remaining before halftime. Richland trailing 20-7. Southern Columbia on the move. They have the ball at the Richland about the 26-yard line.
Need Southern Columbia to try to make something out of nothing and make a mistake backwards here.
Klebon going to hand off to Garcia. Garcia able to keep his feet. Garcia able to shed a tackle from Kellen Stahl. Will get the 10, the 5, and get all the ball all the way down to the 1-yard line. So these guys just able to shed tackles. Garcia takes it all the way. First and goal now, Southern Columbia at the Richland 1-yard line.
Well, trying to phrase this delicately, I don't know that Garcia's getting huge help from his offensive line. He's done a great job of beating Richland defenders, breaking tackles, but that is not there shouldn't be tacklers there, is the thing. So he has made this the lopsided affair that it is, and his older brother did the same last year in the game that Richland lost to Southern Columbia.
First and goal now will be a touchdown, Southern Columbia. I will try to catch number of the running back as number 3 again. I think that's Wes Barnes. That'll be his 4th touchdown of the football game. So Wes Barnes, a couple of short scoring strikes and a couple of long ones. One on a screenplay, one on a long run, and 2 short ones. That one from 1 yard away.
The difficult part about this is, what's the halftime adjustment? The halftime adjustment is tackle better.
Yep.
And it's not that they're not getting in good positions, not that they're squaring up well. The play that Sam Penna got held on, he had a chance of tackling that man after he fought off the hold, and he just got outmoved and pushed back. And there's no, there's no adjustment to be made for that. Maybe a mental adjustment, maybe drilling down on that. Richland, another score probably necessary here to keep this thing within reach.
All right, so Carter puts the extra point up. It's good. So 27-7 here with 4:23 remaining before halftime. I'm not sure what we don't know what would happen on the field if Southern Columbia, if they deferred the kick, if we're not sure what happens. So I'm not sure who's going to get the ball after half. But Richland does have the ball here. They're going to get the kickoff with 4:23 remaining before halftime.
I do want to point out, despite the lopsided nature of the score, that touchdown that Richland scored seems to me to be the first half score that Southern Columbia has given up the entire season. So already the Rams have done something nobody else has done, but they came here to do more.
Absolutely.
And certainly they can do more. Graydon Lewis now will have the advantage of receiving a kick without the sun in his eyes. Let's see if that can give him a little bit more forward momentum. He's had to be so concerned about making sure he's making the catch. Hopefully he can run up on this one. He's standing at the 10. They've consistently kicked it back to the 5 or the 3. So
Isaac Carter kick it away, and nice kick. fielded at just short of the 15. Graydon Lewis will take it over the 20, the 25, before he's brought down at about the 26-yard line. So we'll see if Richland can keep a little bit of momentum going. I mean, the last couple of series, Jim, it's really a 7-7 ball game. So Richland has the ball looks like 4:18 remaining now before halftime.
You can read that? It is so bright.
It's very difficult.
I can barely read the scoreboard.
It's 4:18. I got to thank my associates in Family Eye Care because they do my glasses, so thank them. I'll be seeing them next week for my eye appointment. Stahl will go empty backfield here. 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Jordan Ford goes in motion to the left of the line. Stahl will follow. Stahl able to pick his way to maybe the 29-yard line, maybe the 28. We'll see where they spot this. I think they'll give him the 29.
Look, when Griff Leroux lines out to the far side, and they've got this single-man press coverage, he's alone with this guy. It's got to be so tempting to try to make that the pass every time. The problem is if you don't click on it, then you're left with 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10.
Looks like Richland's going to get called with a illegal formation here. Zach Hancock just coming off the field.
Well, we got an extra man on there, and once you break huddle, you can't.
No, timeout Richland. So Richland called a timeout before anything would have been called. So it's a Richland timeout, Jim. If you want to run down the sponsors,
sure,
that would be awesome.
I could do that for you. A big thank you to our friends at Precious Metals and Diamond Company, Chan Soon Sung Medical Center, the best window and door company, Blade Broadband, Rizzo's Italian Restaurant, the Fifth Bar and Grill, formerly the Alibi, Wayne Langerholt for Senate, Advanced Office Systems, Dean Jordan Goodyear, Poncione Financial, Cardolino Eye Care and Optical, EcoSafe, Safe Sanitizing, Nico's Restaurant, Johnstown Construction, FWF Insurance and Erie Insurance, Pinnacle Chiropractic Spine and Sports Center, Flair of Country Catering and Event Planning, Sporting Good Discounters, FX Screen Printing, DB Homes, Slovenian Savings and Loan, Trolley Insurance, a family company with ties right here in the Laurel Highlands, and Klein Kimlin CPAs. Thank you to all of our sponsors. So 2nd down, probably a timeout well spent. The Rams could ill afford to give up those 5 yards on something, on a formation issue.
All right, so Richland here with a 2nd and 7 upcoming. Stahl into the gun. And Stahl going to find that slant play. Has Griff Leroux over the middle. So Griff Leroux takes the ball to the 45-yard line. Look, 1st down, Richland.
Look, we have run so many double pass plays to Sam Penna, and so many times he catches the ball and floats up. When Sam started backpedaling, he drew a crowd. Everybody started coming up. Stahl looked at him, and then the design was to go to Leroux over the middle. Good tackle there for Southern Columbia because that could have ended up being a score.
About 3:30 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. 1st and 10 for Richland. Stahl going to get some backside pressure and go down on a sack as big number 25, Brandon Gedman on a sack. So big loss on the play all the way back to the 38-yard line.
Well, I think Southern Columbia is, well earned. I don't want to say fortunate to get that pressure up the middle, but some confusion of defensive alignment on the right side. I think both Griff Leroux and Sam Penna had managed to find open space that if Stahl could have bought a little more time, might have been able to complete a ball that could have turned into more yardage.
All right, so 2nd and 17 upcoming. We're at 2:54 and counting before halftime. Richland's trailing 27-7. Stahl going to hand this off. And we've got some room. That's Graydon Lewis. Turns it over the 50, the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30 before being brought out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Great run by Graydon Lewis. Great blocking by the Richland front. And a big play by the Richland Rams. 2:41 remaining before halftime. Richland has a huge play.
So much of the defensive focus on that fake and then Stahl keeping the ball. I said sooner or later Richland would take advantage of that over-aggressiveness. This time it went to Graydon Lewis, who got no pressure from the first man through.
Stahl going to throw quickly. Leroux fell down and still almost able to catch the pass. It will fall incomplete. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Well, probably fortunate that ended up the way it did. You know, once you're down on the ground there like that, it's a difficult catch. You're lucky you don't knock that ball up in the air and make it an easy interception. So we've seen the turf monster trip us once and trip them once. So something to keep an eye on moving forward. It's something going on out there.
All right, 2nd and 10 for the Rams. 2:37 remaining before halftime. Graydon Lewis will be the right of Stahl. And a handoff to Graydon Lewis over the 20-yard line. And a 10. He's going to have a Richland Ram touchdown. Graydon Lewis from 27 yards out. Richland scores again.
Well, they ain't done yet, fellas. They
Absolutely.
ain't done yet.
And Jim Roth down there has not been in this position all year. I've looked at the scores of their football games, and I'm sorry, you cannot find one where they're going to be only up maybe 13 points going to halftime. That is rare air.
Well,
And so Southern Columbia maybe feeling a little bit of heat. This is what Richland wanted to do. And if they make some adjustments, Jim, I agree. Shore up that tackling. Be a little more short. Make sure you get the feet. Don't tackle high on these guys. Facci on for the extra point. She puts it up. And Autumn Facci is true. So Richland now with a 27-14 score, only down 13 points. There is still, however, 2.5 minutes remaining before halftime, and Southern Columbia will have the football.
Well, a couple of things that are going to play out here in the final 2.5. And we've seen that Southern Columbia is able to score in a single play. All right, Richland defensively has to eat up this clock. That's got to be their priority, not give up the big play. Will Southern Columbia get impatient with the fact that if somebody has managed to hang around and this game's not in the bag by halftime? They've had the better of it. They've controlled this ball game. And now in that possession, Graydon Lewis had 2 big runs, one of them a touchdown, that has opened some things up. And Richland, starting to get their feet. A stop here and to go into half at this would be a bit of a boost, having just gotten a score. To get a defensive stop and somehow steal another score before the end of the half would be even bigger news.
Yeah, this is going to be a monster possession here in the ball game. We're at 2:30 before halftime. Richland will be kicking off after the touchdown. So 27-14 your score. Rams trail.
Look, the last time we tried the onside kick, it's 46. I told you made a good athletic play, but I don't know is the best mental decision. If you're gonna bounce this ball, I go right back at that guy, and see if he makes another poor choice that could lead to a turnover.
And back deep for the Southern Columbia Tigers is going to be number 7, and that is Ian Yoder. And this time we'll try the left side of the field. It will go out of bounds. And Southern Columbia could force Richland to kick again. Not sure if they will. They'll go with the ball at the 35-yard line if they choose to take the ball.
Looks like they're bringing their offense.
I think they will. So ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 now for Southern Columbia. Again, just 2.5 minutes remaining before halftime. We have a 13-point ball game. Southern Columbia up 27-14. And this is a time for Richland defense to step up here, make some big-time tackles, and hopefully get the ball back, or at least make a stop and go to halftime only down by 13.
Well, even if the coaches are disciplined in Southern Columbia, you wonder, as oftentimes as these Southern Columbia players have retreated backwards to try to make massive plays, and they've done a great job of making them, don't get me wrong. They've also got caught back there a couple times and almost turned the ball over one time. If you can force a mistake like that on their side of the field and get a short field with 2 minutes to go, you can go into halftime feeling pretty good about life. So let's see what goes on.
Klebon under center will hand off to Garcia. Garcia will turn the corner, have the 40, and knocked out of bounds as he crosses the 45-yard line. So about the 46, it will be a first down Southern Columbia. They're going to give him the 47-yard line, so 12-yard pickup on first down. We're at 2:24 remaining before halftime now. Klebon back under center. And hand up off the middle. This is Wes Barnes. Barnes able to squirt forward as he got over the 50-yard line to about the 48 of Richland.
Well, I don't want to make too big of a deal out of that play, but that's a big play in that it's not a first down. The clock.
And Richland's maybe going to have to burn another timeout as Aiden Marshall trying to get off the field. Zach Hadcock came running on, and we have to burn our third timeout.
Well, it's not the value of the timeout that upsets you. It's that you had a rolling clock going on there, and you want to keep it rolling at this point. You want to at least put Southern Columbia in a position where they have to throw the ball and maybe make a mistake in the air. They haven't been tested that way, so it's taken our pass rush out of the game. It's taken the strength of our defensive backfield. We've had a number of guys that are among the leaders in the Low Highlands Conference for interceptions. It's taken that element away because they haven't had to try to test themselves downfield with that.
All right, so we're at 2:07 here remaining before halftime. Again, your score, Southern Columbia 27, Richland 14. And we talked about these sponsors. We run them down. I can't tell you, Jim, and I'm sure hopefully you run in the same situation. I've been out and about, or I had people texting me telling me how much they want to thank those sponsors personally for all that they do, that they can stay home. They can watch the games. They can listen to the games. And we can't thank Jared Romsberg and Romsberg Media enough for being here and setting this up for us. They make it so easy for us to show up, put the headsets on, and do what we do.
Yeah, certainly Rams Nation is very grateful for what's going on.
All right, so 2nd and 5 upcoming here for Southern Columbia. Cleavon back under center. Cleavon back to throw. He's going to throw a quick short pass out to his left. And the Rams will be able to make the tackle. Might be spotted just enough for a first down. We're going to see where this is. It's at about the
they're marking them short.
About the 44-yard line or so.
That'll keep the clock going under the 2-minute mark here at this point.
So 3rd and under a yard. Cleavon back under center. And it'll be a handoff up the middle. West Barnes will have enough for a Southern Columbia first down to the Richland 40-yard line. We are at 1:39 remaining before halftime.
Of course, the change, now they roll the clock. The clock stops with the movement of the change in high school.
Cleavon back under center. And a handoff this time to number 24, who strings it out. Bryce Batchy made a nice play in the backfield. Bryce Batchy able to keep the man from turning the corner, as that was number 24, Braden Wislowski.
Well, Wislowski, good discipline there. We've watched a lot of guys when they face that kind of pressure try to reverse field, and they end up curling back what would have been beyond the 50-yard line and try to make something out of it. It's burned us a number of times, but it's helped us. In this case, the running back had the presence of mind to just keep going, get out of bounds, and live for another play and save the time on the clock.
All right, so a loss of 1, going to bring up 2nd and 11. 1:25 here before the end of the half. Richland trails 27-14. Cleavon back under center. Cleavon handoff, West Barnes, I believe. And this time Richland will
ball's out,
and the ball's on the ground.
Oh,
they're going to mark him down. Cleavon able to pick up
and for those of you who are listening live, the Southern Columbia had come up with the football anyway, but the ball had popped out on that.
Yeah,
so.
Barnes picked up 2. So the ball's marked down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. We're down to 1 minute in the half. Cleavon going to be a double handoff. That's going to be Garcia, who's not going to, no, he's able to turn, no, he steps out of bounds. Good play there by the Rams. Alan Mangus, along with Kellen Stahl, able to keep Garcia from turning the ball up the field. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
It has got to be relentless waves of red pushing him back and not going down. When he gets that stiff arm on you, you've just got to keep moving, getting him moving laterally until help arrives and stay in him, prevent that cutback. So a 4th down play coming up. And
we're at 46 seconds remaining before halftime. I want to run down the sponsors real quick again. Can't do this without them. Thank you so much. Precious Metals and Diamond Company, Chansu and Shong Medical Center, Best Window and Door, Blade Broadband, Rizzo's Italian Restaurant, the 5th Bar and Grill, which is formerly the Alibi, Wayne Langer Hulk for Senate, Advanced Office Systems, Dean Jordan Goodyear, Ponchione Financial, Cardellino Eye Care and Optical, EcoSafe Sanitizing, Nico's Restaurant, Johnstown Construction, FWF Insurance and Erie Insurance, Pinnacle Chiropractic Spine and Sports Center, Flair Country Catering and Event Planning, Sporting Good Discounters, FX Screen Printing, DB Homes, Slovenian Savings and Loan, Trolley Insurance, which is a family company with ties right here in Laurel Highlands, and Klein Kimlin CPAs. So big 4th down upcoming for Southern Columbia. 46 seconds remaining before halftime. They're winning this ball game 20-7-14. Have the ball at the Richland 37-yard line.
Look, I think Southern Columbia is going to go for it because I don't even know if they brought their punter.
I'm not sure. Well, no, they did punt once in this football game, Jim. They did.
True.
So after the big sack by Connor Rager earlier in the game, they did punt once, but a big 4th down and 7 upcoming. Cleavon back to throw. Cleavon looking. Cleavon getting some freshman behind. Aiden Marshall was right there. Ball will fall incomplete. Richland will take over 1st and 10. Good pressure by Aiden Marshall from the backside.
Now, see, what we mentioned this just a few moments ago. Because they've run the ball so well and have made plays with their athletes, they haven't been in a position where they've had to throw the ball, which has taken our defensive backfield and our line, our rush, out of the game. Now they're up against it because of the clock and because of the distance. What resulted was good coverage, made them hold on to the ball, and then from the backside, a half second more, he's hit, that ball's fumbled. So the Rams will take over now with an opportunity.
40 seconds remaining. Richland is out of timeout, so 40 seconds remaining. They have the ball at their own 37-yard line, 1st and 10. Stahl will be in the gun, one-on-one with Griff LaRue on the right side. And Stahl looking that way. Stahl going to take the shot. LaRue goes up, has the ball at the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10. Touchdown! Stall to LaRue.
Grab some water, Southern Columbia. We got a ball game.
There may be a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play. It may be coming back.
Look, I turned around and looked for a hanky as he was making the catch.
And it's on Southern Columbia.
Well, signaled by the Rams
anyway. Marshall calling it on Southern Columbia. We'll see what the call is. But it could be.
There was no flag when he caught that ball. So unless somebody hit somebody
it could be
behind,
a 63-yard touchdown. And it is a 63-yard touchdown. Stall to Griff LaRue. And Richland, pending the extra point, is going to be within 6 going into halftime.
Southern Columbia has not been in this position all year. They have not been tested. They have not had their medal challenged at this point. And now they're going to go into the game having led 20-0 at this point, having been outscored. We'll see how this final point goes, but having been outscored over the course of a quarter of a ball game by multiple scores, they have never faced it.
All right, so Anam Fachi on to attempt the extra point. Your score right now 27-20, pending the extra point. It's a fake. Stall going to throw. Has the man in the corner. Jordan Ford. It is a 2-point conversion. Richland within 5, 27-22. 30 seconds remaining before halftime. Richland pulls out the stops, Jim, on the faked extra point. Jordan Ford wide open in the back of the end zone. And another just pass. You're just waiting for it to come down into the big mitts of Jordan Ford.
He had 2 men open. He waited a little longer to throw it, and then when he put it up, it looked like it hung forever. Now, of course, we're up in a press box. We're a good 80 feet above these guys, it feels like. It just feels like it was by our eyes, waiting to come down. You started to worry whether Ford was going to run out of room in the back of the end zone, but then she fell down beautifully. And the penalty will be assessed, right, on the kickoff. Which was, what, too many men on the field?
I think it was a personal foul called on Southern Columbia.
So what time we got left in this ball game?
We got about 30 seconds left to go.
So to Southern Columbia, when they get this ball back, presuming we're going to onside kick this and not allow them to have a big play back on a run, does Southern Columbia take a knee and call it a half, or do they let their pride get the better of them and they try to go deep?
Yeah, and they are assessing the penalty right now.
So this is all the more reason to try the onside kick, right? I mean, the 15-yard penalty, the ball's already on the 45-yard line. Everybody has to know we're going to roll this football because presuming that Southern Columbia falls on it, it's still going to be one of their worst starting field positions off a kickoff of the day.
Yeah, Colin O'Dowd on to kick it away for the Rams. He will kick from the Southern Columbia 45-yard line. Richland within 5, 27-22 with 30 seconds remaining before halftime. And again, this is where we miss P.J. McGowan so much. We don't know what happened on the coin toss at the beginning of the game. We don't know if Southern Columbia had deferred. They got the ball first, and we'll see who gets the ball after half.
Well, this is a big onside kick because it has to be an onside kick. Because if the Rams could get the ball, they could take another shot.
And this ball's going to the left. Colin O'Dowd will kick it on the ground. Nice catch made there by the up man. That is number 18. Good hands by Tim Witkowski. And Southern Columbia will have the ball at about their own 31-yard line with 29 seconds remaining before halftime. Southern Columbia will, I imagine, Jim, just keep us ball on the ground and hope for one of those big runs. It's happened a couple of times already. Richland needs to keep very disciplined, make tackles when they get the chance, and hold us to a 5-point game before going into halftime.
Look, if I'm them, I do that little short side sweep. With 2 players, they've broken it off once big, and they've had a couple times where it almost went.
All right, it will be Garcia. Garcia will try the right side. Now cut back to the left. Connor Rager in pursuit. And a little room by Garcia, but taken down. He has enough for a first down, but it took a long time. There's a flag on the end of the play.
Probably a face mask.
We're at 7 seconds remaining now before halftime. Result of the play was a first down. It's going to be a face mask call. And it could be on Garcia.
Well, I think it's going to be
Richland
on.
Rams are calling. Personal foul, face mask.
Kellen Stahl. And I think, and again, you're probably, those of you that watch this on the video replay are probably going to see this better when you watch it tomorrow. I'm talking like I'm in a time machine, right?
Yeah, I know.
But I think Kellen came up from around by him in his desperation to hold on to something. Probably got some of his face mask as he tackled him from behind. If the flag came out right away, the official was right in front of the front of the ball carrier. So no doubt that it happened at this point.
Is that 17 seconds remaining?
I can't see it. I've been telling you all day I can't see it.
I think it might be 17 seconds. 17 seconds remaining before halftime. And it will be a handoff. That is Wes Barnes, who will take the ball to about the 37-yard line, and it'll be the final timeout, I believe, called by Southern Columbia. They'll be down to 10 seconds remaining before halftime. Do have the ball at the Richland 37-yard line, and Richland just needs to hold true here, Jim. Take this game to halftime with Southern Columbia thinking about a lot of things. They got up early on their first 3 possessions. It was a 20-0 ball game. Richland doing very little offensively. Richland finds a little life, and here we are, 27-22 with 10 seconds remaining before halftime.
Well, here's the other problem they have. I don't know that they have if the timing gets down right, the way they play this single man coverage, I don't know that they have somebody that can outjump Griff LaRue for the ball. So if the timing of that is right, LaRue's going to win that battle most times, and they have to worry that they can't. If you're Southern Columbia, the last thing you want to do is go late into the fourth quarter and let this be a one-score game with that kind of worry on the field for them.
And make no mistake, Kellen Stahl threw a perfect ball to LaRue, where only LaRue could catch it. LaRue goes up, gets it, makes the play, 63 yards. And so 10 seconds remaining before halftime. Richland is going to need to come up with a big tackle here. Klebon under center. Barnes, the running back. And it's going to be a pass over the middle. Garcia wide open, able to put his foot in the ground. Caught from behind. No, he's still on his feet. Turns the corner. He's going to try to get out of bounds. And that's no time left on the clock. That should be the end of the half.
A little bit of a mistake there by
Garcia.
Garcia.
That will be the end of the half.
If he lays down after he catches that, the clock will stop because the chains have to move and they get another play.
So that is the end of the half. So Richland goes into halftime just trailing by 5, 27-22. And they do get the ball. Richland will get the ball to start the half. So
if Richland can come out and take the lead, Southern Columbia is going to wonder what the heck is going on. And really,
they've never been in this position before anyway, Jim. Down 5
Look,
at halftime?
Bailey is not going into the tunnel just yet. He is talking to the team on the field right now, capitalizing on the momentum, explaining to the guys what they have to do, reminding them the hole they undug, and that if they don't let that hole happen again, they've outscored this team by a large margin in the second quarter.
I would like to see it. Go back and see the last time that Southern Columbia went into halftime, only winning by 5 points. This is a 3-time state champion. I think they're going for their – they won 10 state titles, or are they going for their 10th? At any rate, this is what you call a dynasty, and Richland only down 5. Wow. So we'll go ahead and take a break. We'll join you right before the beginning of the second half and get this all started again. Take a breather, get a drink, relax, enjoy, sit back, and hope you're all being safe. We'll talk to you soon. You're listening to Richland Ram Football Network. All right, welcome back to Mansion Park as we get ready to start the second half. Again, Richland with just a fantastic comeback, Jim. I mean, early in the game, they're down 20-0. They finally had momentum towards the end of the first quarter. Here we are, 27-22, and Richland gets the ball at the half. I mean, this is just, I'm almost out of breath. That's all I can say. Richland doing a great job, but Richland needs to keep this moving, Jim. Pay attention on defense, make tackles when the opportunity presents itself, and keep moving the ball offensively.
Well, Southern Columbia has had a season of dominance, and, well, that's a wonderful thing. There's something to be said about being tested, and having never been tested, the question will be how they respond. Now, certainly there's some terrific athletes out here, and they're capable of scoring from all over the field, and they know they're capable of dominating what Richland can do because they did it for the better part of the first quarter. But that halftime has to be a conversation of this is what you did wrong, this is where you weren't, this is what you needed to be. They had corrections to make at halftime, and they haven't been in that, and Richland's going to get the ball. And if Richland can score, Southern Columbia will find themselves in an unusual position of having to try to come back in a ball game. Certainly capable of it. It won't end the game. It won't just be Richland's at that point. But this is what Richland wanted to do. Can we hang with them long enough to make this a four-quarter game and give ourselves a chance to win this in the final 2 minutes? That's what you have to do when you're playing against a team of the caliber of Southern Columbia.
Absolutely. I want to give a big shout-out to Jeff Istvan, who I graduated with in 1985. He's living out in Philadelphia, listening to the broadcast. When I told him to go get a drink, told me he's enjoying himself a very tall Gallagher's iced tea. So
where is he?
Go, Jeff. He's out in Philadelphia.
It's in Philadelphia with a Gallagher's iced tea.
He's got a Gallagher's iced tea all the way out in Philly. So
he got a guy that smuggles himself across the neutral zone. Is that? So Southern Columbia will kick off. The Rams are huddling around, and a lot of halftime chatter by the fans asking questions about the Richland strategy of onside kicks constantly. I don't know that I question it at this point, to be honest with you. You need one of those to go your way, but even so, we've seen what Gavin Garcia can do when he's 4 yards deep in the backfield. If you give him 20 yards of open space before somebody get to him.
I was just kind of explaining that because you got to figure the two up men for this team are Wes Barnes and Gavin Garcia. Cullen O'Dowd is not going to kick it over the head to the 10-yard line to the two deep men. The ball is going to fall more to those two up men. And those are the guys that have gashed us. Wes Barnes has 4 touchdowns in this game, and we know what Gavin Garcia could do, and you certainly don't want them with a head of steam. Exactly, Jim. Give them all momentum and score off a kickoff. So,
Graydon Lewis will be back to receive, and certainly a boost to his confidence. A couple of big runs, including a touchdown run that sort of lit the fire for the Ram sideline, the Ram crowd, the individual players, a realization that there are things that we can do against this Southern Columbia team.
All right, so Isaac Carter will be on to kick it away for the Southern Columbia Tigers. He's got a good leg, Jim. He's kicked this ball sometimes just inside the 10, sometimes a little deeper. So, a good leg.
The bigger thing is the height that he gets on his kickoffs. Right now, I'm reminded of Rocky IV, right? He's cut. He's not a machine. He's a man.
All right, and we're on the way in the second half. This one's a little shorter kick. Graydon Lewis running start to the 20-yard line to 25 before he's bumped and put down right there. So big hit there by number 3, Wes Barnes. Puts Graydon Lewis down to 25. Richland will take over 1st and 10.
Again, not a long kick, but the height allowed that Southern Columbia defense, the coverage team, to get down there. So the Rams will come out looking to capitalize on that third quarter momentum.
And we'll see if there's any answer. So far, Griff LaRue could play a big part of this game. Already has a 63-yard touchdown pass. And they're going single coverage again with one safety deep. Graydon Lewis will be the running back to Stahl's left.
Is Ford alone? I mean, that linebacker's got to
Ford is
slide out and
uncovered. Yeah, Ford is uncovered. And Stahl will hand off to Graydon Lewis. He will pick up about a yard. It's about the 26. It'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, I'll tell you, Nick Ziegler, number 20, came over to take a look, but he's lined out wide out with McGowan. That linebacker, it's in the middle, number 48, has got to be the one that's responsible for Jordan Ford.
But he's leaving Ford pretty much uncovered. Ford outside of 46 numbers. So 2nd and 9 for the Rams. Stahl hand us off to Lewis again. Lewis takes it to the 30-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and about 5.
Well, they've sucked them in a couple of times on the freeze play. I'm going to guess that was one of the conversations at halftime as well for Southern Columbia to quit jumping off sides.
Evan McCracken now into the backfield with Stahl. He'll go to the left of Stahl. 2 wide receivers right, 2 left. 3rd and 5 upcoming. In motion goes LaRue to the left. Stahl going to roll out that way. Has LaRue off the fingertips. And that will fall incomplete. That would have been, I think we would have had a first down there as LaRue would have had some room. But just off the fingertips. And it'll bring up 4th down. Richland will have to punt. So good defensive stand for Southern Columbia Tigers, which is where they needed to come out, actually, to start this half, as they sure had a whirlwind of emotions going in at halftime.
That pass just a tick behind LaRue. So Stahl under some pressure and rolling to his left. It's not an easy throw to make on the run, but that's a pass and catch. It should happen at that point. High snap.
Stahl gets the punt away. Fielded at about the 40-yard line. Run back to the 35-yard line. Richland in pursuit. And able to turn a corner. Number 10 as he gets over the 45, the 40. Has some open space. Alan Manguson covered 30, the 25, the 20, the 25, the 10 before being brought down. So excellent punt return there by number 10, Jacob Davis. As he fielded the ball at about the 40-yard line, turned it all the way backwards. And again, the athleticism of the Southern Columbia Tigers, able to return the ball all the way to the Richland 9-yard line. 1st and goal, Southern Columbia.
Well, again, we mentioned it in the half. A lot of folks wondering about the kicking for the Rams, and I'm going to guess those same folks would have been happier with a 20-yard punt that rolled out of bounds right now. So right now, the Richland defense needs to rise up. The game doesn't ride on this, but certainly a big momentum swing for Southern Columbia if they can get some breathing room.
All right, Clebon will hand off to Garcia, who will take it up the middle. Garcia still on his feet as he gets to about, let's see where they're going to spot this, at about the 1. So about the 1-yard line, 2nd and goal from the 1.
So Braden Buzlaki, number 24, comes out of that play hopping around on 1 foot, trying to shake it off. 2nd and goal from this distance, obviously 4-down territory, and that was a 9-yard carry. So
power formation in the backfield. Clebon under center. Clebon going to hand off. That is Garcia, who will be in for his first touchdown of the ball game. So Southern Columbia comes out after half, stops Richland on a 3 and out, and able to get a big punt return all the way down to the Richland 9, and a couple plays later into the end zone for a Southern Columbia touchdown.
Well, and the course of a game, so often we're in the habit of going home and watching highlights on the news, right? But the reality is a lot of the highlights are small things that happen inside the body of the game. That run-pass connection to Griff LaRue on that previous 3rd down conversion, the pass needed to be a little bit more inside to him. LaRue probably should be able to make the catch. If those two can figure out a way to connect on that, Richland still has the ball, and they're driving. And
it's going to be a 2-point conversion here by the Southern Columbia Tigers. A pass from Clebon to number 36. That was Colin Sharrow. So a 2-point conversion is good. It'll set our score at Southern Columbia 35, Richland 22. So back to a 13-point lead. And again, we're just underway here in the second half. 9:47 remaining in the third quarter. So Richland still very much in this ball game, but a good answer by Southern Columbia Tigers.
Well, they can't afford to dig themselves another hole, because as glorious as that third quarter was, or second quarter was, they still ended the half down by 5. Okay, so now they've given up an early score here, so they're right back to a 13-point difference. They need to answer earlier now, and to keep mentally, that keeps pressure on Southern Columbia to convert. If you give them a couple of score lead, they can play more lax, more loose, and comfortable with who they are. If you put them constantly under the pressure of the game is on the line, something they haven't faced, you might be more likely to force a mistake, which will turn into things in your favor.
All right, Griff LaRue now will be the deep man for the Rams. Kick is away. LaRue going to let it bounce.
He's got to get to that ball.
He's got to jump on it. And LaRue will pick it up. Will go backwards. LaRue needed to pick up. He actually needed to come up on that ball and field it. Let it bounce. And so good downfield coverage again by the Southern Columbia Tigers. Excellent special teams, I think, by the Southern Columbia Tigers.
He almost approached that as if it were a punt, not a live ball. And in that case, that was certainly high enough. Even if he fair catches it, he's got to come up and not let that ball be in danger and being turned over. As it is, the Rams have the ball and an opportunity to try to do some things.
All right, so 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. We're at 9:43 remaining in the third quarter. Richland trailing now 35-22. Stahl on the gun. McCracken will set himself to the left of Stahl. Stahl going to keep it himself, and Stahl will pick up a couple. Good stop there by number 1, Braden Heim.
Well, the patience with that play has set some things up for Graydon Lewis whenever he's run the ball. The attention that Kellen Stahl is drawing, because that is such a central part of what Richland has decided to do offensively today.
All right, 2nd and 7 upcoming for the Rams. Stahl back to throw. Stahl looks to his left. Has Sam Pennebrist picked off by Gavin Garcia. And Alberto will make the tackle, and Garcia will walk into the end zone on a pick 6 for Southern Columbia. Garcia able to just rip the ball away. It looked from Sam Penna, and able to take it into the end zone. So
he jumped the route. He caught it clean. Sam had a good hold of him, though.
Wow.
But was able to fight that. Was able to fight his tackle off to break free on it. The interception was on the guess, and Kellen throws a hard ball. And to be honest with you, and I don't have the benefit of looking at replay, that was not the guy covering Penna. That guy came from in the side. Penna managed to drive his guy back on the route. And then when the throw came in underneath, somebody inside jumped the pay.
All right, so Southern Columbia off the pick 6 scores a couple of touchdowns within just a couple of seconds. And now is going to go for 2 again. Last attempt was successful. They lead here now 41-22 pending the 2-point conversion. Klebon back under center. Klebon going to roll out himself to the left, and Klebon will get pummeled. But he did get across the goal line. They're going to throw a flag. I'm not sure about that.
I tell you, that was close enough to the goal line. I get it. Technically, he's through. But that guy's coming up trying to stop that play.
They're going to call a late hit there on 63, Bryce Batchy. But I'm not so sure about that. But that will be a successful 2-point conversion. Our score now 43-22. Southern Columbia. So will look to be a lot of momentum going into the third quarter by the Richland Rams. Has turned into nothing but momentum now for the Southern Columbia Tigers.
It looks like we got them right where we want them now, Ed.
Wow. Yeah. So 16 points scored very early in the third quarter.
I'm going to be interested to re-see on that interception where that man came in from. Again, unless they switched off on the line of scrimmage who was covering who. When Sam pushed downfield by a couple of yards, his defender dropped back, so it looked like a clean. It was only going to be a matter whether Penna was going to be able to make the catch and get something. Then a different defender, charged up hard and managed to cut the pass off before it got to Penna's hands.
All right, so 21-point lead here by Southern Columbia after only leading by 5 going into halftime.
Well, look, if you're Southern Columbia at this point, I might be tempted to attempt the onside kick from this point. You're marking the ball at the 45. Even if Richland falls on it, they're going to get it around the 35-yard line, which would be some of their best position of the day, but still 35-yard line in their own territory. If you get the ball back, you get an opportunity to build on it. So
it was called an unsportsmanlike. Unsportsmanlike was the call, and the ball is going to be kicked. The ball is coming all the way.
That's 2 penalties
to the Richland 30. Yeah, it was a unsportsmanlike call on the Richland Rams. Ball now being kicked off from the 30-yard line of Richland.
No, they called on the late hit,
and then a second penalty.
They might have called the Richland bench, or whoever was complaining about what was clearly a questionable call. So 30 yards of kick coverage surrendered on that, and if you're Southern Columbia, certainly it's either an onside kick or who practices this, kicking off from the other team's 30-yard line?
Right,
I'm not sure, what the strategy is at this point. If you're gonna, if you kick it into the end zone, then you've only netted 10 yards in the kickoff, so they're going to come right at somebody.
All right, so Carter with the ball at the 30-yard line is going to be set up for a little squib, and that will go down on the ground. And Richland, I think, able to jump on it.
Yeah, they laid the ball on its side and just tried to roll it and see if the football would do football things.
And that looks like Aiden Thomas able to jump on the football. Yeah, pretty funky, Jim. I like that. Put the ball sideways, let it come off the foot, But Aiden Thomas able to make a nice play and pick it up. Ball spotted at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, Richland. They trail now again by 3 scores, 43-22 with 9:04 remaining here in the third quarter. And Richland needs to find an answer here offensively, get back in his football game. Stahl goes gun.
Well, the important thing is Richland doesn't panic. They want to drive down the field. Certainly if they get a chunk play, they need to do it. But get a score on this and keep hanging, keep believing.
Quick pass out to LaRue. LaRue on the sideline, pushed out of bounds.
Now that was
got over the 25 to the 26.
That contact was every bit as much out of bounds as that play in the end zone.
Yep.
And I realize it's a different official on this side of the field. But things are that, and I'm not saying this kid did an illegal hit. I'm saying it's the same sort of play. You're finishing off a football play, and there you are.
All right, so pick up a 6 on the play, 2nd and 4 upcoming for the Rams at their own 26-yard line. Stahl back into the gun. Lewis will now switch to the left of Stahl. And another quick hitter out to LaRue over the 30-yard line. Ball popped out, but he was out of bounds. And that should be enough for Richland Ram first down.
Well, here's what you have here. The result of this, of the long pass play is LaRue. They have to give him more cushion. So because they're giving him more cushion, Richland's going to take that quick out to him. Now, one or two things are going to happen. Well, one of three things. Either they're just going to keep letting us do this and we're going to drive down the field, or they're going to try to jump it, or we're going to try to double move and go deep on it. So the chess match begins in terms of this setup.
1st and 10, Rams have the ball at their own 32-yard line. 1st and 10. Stahl going to roll out to his right. Stahl has to keep it himself. Good pressure by and good coverage downfield by Southern Columbia. Stahl will lose some yards. It'll bring up a 2nd and long.
Brandon Gedman, number 25 on the stop.
So that was number 25, Brandon Gedman, who put Stahl down for the loss on the play.
Look, I don't know that Stahl can get the time to do it, but when he's rolling left or right by design, and especially when you have a man in motion, the perimeter of the Southern Columbia defense is overreacting. The center of the field is open. If somebody can slip in behind that coverage, there's open territory for a reception.
All right, so 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15. Stahl this time rolls out to his left and cannot get it to Griff LaRue on the sideline. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 15 now. So Richland came into the start of half only down by 5, and very quickly Southern Columbia able to pick up 2 quick scores and pick up 16 quick points. Now we're find themselves trailing by 21 points here, 43-22 with 8:11 remaining in the third quarter. Big 3rd and 15 upcoming for Richland. Backed up to their own 27-yard line. Stahl fakes the handoff, throws quickly out to LaRue. And, again, just really good coverage. And that's going to be a loss on the play back to the 25. It's going to bring up 4th down and 17. So we'll have a punt upcoming for the Rams.
Well, he's attracting a crowd, as well he should.
Now, Richland looks like they're going to go for – I forgot
Stahl's
the punter is Stahl, so – but they're lining up as if they're going to go for it. This is a 4th down and 17.
Well, what they're doing here is they're drawing them up. Oh, no, they are going to go.
They're going to go 4th and 17. They're going to take the shot.
That's a little much.
They're going to try for LaRue.
There's a
hold on the play.
There it is.
And there's the flag. It is a hold on the play. That was number 20, Nick Ziegler, who grabbed the back of LaRue.
Well, first off, LaRue had him beat.
He did.
It might have still been a little beyond LaRue's grasp, but he didn't want to get beat for the touchdown, so he grabbed him. So a big first down for Richland on that. That'll be a 15-yarder. Having said that, I thought what Richland...
I don't know if that's going to be enough for a first down number. This is only a 15-yard penalty. It was 4th and 17. It should bring up a 4th and 2, so it will not be an automatic first down. High school rules are a little bit different. So it will be a 4th and 2 that will be upcoming for Richland.
I thought what Richland was doing there was lining up as if they were going to it, and that would force Southern Columbia to come up in coverage, and then Stahl could drop back and punt and do a quick kick with nobody back deep to receive for Southern Columbia. Which much to their benefit. So a run-pass option for Stahl here. Would Stahl with the green light to run for it, or does the Stahl go up the middle on it?
All right, so big 4th and 2. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line of Richland. 7:28 remaining in the third quarter. Richland trailing by 21. Stahl will shift McCracken to the left. Stahl back to throw. It's a quick one. He has LaRue, and that is enough for a Richland Ram first down as he gets to the 45-yard line. So great. I mean, Coach Bailey goes for it, his own 25-yard line. 4th and 17, able to pick up a pass interference call. Goes for it on 4th and 2 then, and LaRue able to convert. So first down Richland at their own 45-yard line. Plenty of time left here in the third quarter, down to 7:16, and Richland trails 43-22.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see another big pop to the LaRue right side.
Again, he's man on man with a much shorter
Jake Davis.
corner man. And Stahl going to roll out to the right. Little quick stop by LaRue, and just a little overthrown off the fingertips of LaRue. Jake Davis is down on the sideline. He is going to be a little gimpy as he gets up. That could be a big loss by Southern Columbia. He's grabbing his leg. He's down on the ground now. So Jake Davis, who had the big punt return earlier, is down on the sideline for Southern Columbia. 2nd and 10 upcoming for the Rams. Ball at their own 45-yard line. 6:54 remaining here in the third quarter.
Well, now they've lined up Gavin Garcia to try to cover LaRue, so a superior athlete. I'm not sure if that's his natural defensive position or an adjustment they've made on the fly.
McGowan comes across the formation. Stahl rolls out to his right. Stahl looking deep. They're going to try that. And there's a pass. It's going to be another interference call. It's going to be an interference call on number 5, Gavin Garcia. Good call, Jim. Not sure if he's so sure either, and kind of just ran right into Griffin LaRue. That's going to be another 15-yard penalty.
What they've done out there is, it's one thing to be an athlete and improvise offensively when you've got the ball and you're just trying to make guys miss and make things happen. You cannot be a cornerback or a defensive back and just rely on natural athleticism. There has to be an understanding of patterns, of the math that's involved, reading the play, and another big interference call for Richland. And
all right, Jake Davis is back in the game, and if I'm Richland, I would take a shot at that gimpy leg that he's got going on right now. We'll see if they match Griff LaRue up with him, because he was grabbing his leg pretty big time a couple plays ago. Back on the field, but he will cover, looks like Jeb Jordan. They'll put LaRue just to the end of the line on the right. 1st and 10 Richland from the Southern Columbia 40-yard line after the pass interference call.
Jake Rose on LaRue now as they try to get a little more physical height.
Inside handoff to Graydon Lewis as he'll pick up about 4 yards. Down to the 36-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd and 6.
Connor Rigger a little slow to get up there, but it doesn't seem like it's anything he's not going to muscle through.
So Richland moving the football here after they gave up a quick 16 points in the beginning of the third quarter. Trail now by 21 points, 43-22. On the move here. Have the ball at the Southern Columbia 36-yard line, 2nd and 6. Stahl.
Intercepted.
And it's intercepted. Was looking for the slant play to Jeb Jordan. Intercepted by Jacob Davis, who now returns it to about the 45-yard line of Southern Columbia. So Jacob Davis having so far a great second half. Big punt return earlier, and now a big interception.
Well, I don't know whether Jeb shorted that route or Kellen let him too much, because I got to tell you, what was the best thing that the defender did on that was reacting to the ball coming up on him so quickly. The Richland receiver was standing just to the left of the ball, so again, we throw so often to a spot. In this case, either we threw to the wrong spot or somebody was standing in the wrong spot, and it led to the score or the interception.
All right, this is Gavin Garcia on the handoff. Gavin Garcia will pick up about 6 yards to about the 48.
More of a 4-yard gain, so a little bit more manageable for the Richland defense.
Never know when he's quite down. He does shift a lot. He's a very, very quick, shifty back, able to break tackles. So they'll give him 4 yards. 2nd and 6 upcoming. They'll spot the ball at the 48-yard line. 5:32 remaining here in the third quarter. Richland trailing 43-22 now.
Officials timeout. So
Jacob Davis is down again on the sideline. He picked up the ball, on the interception. He's back down, hurt on the sideline. That's why they're stopping play, I believe, as he was on the ground.
Well, I don't mean to be dispassionate to the injured player, but he's 5 yards off. He wasn't part of the offensive alignment. I'm not sure why they stopped play for that.
And another, this is number 3, Wes Barnes, who will take the handoff and pick up a couple. He's going to set up third and about 2.
I will tell you, one of the things that probably went on for Southern Columbia at halftime was a conversation about running backwards. To quit running backwards, don't think you're going to win the game in one carry. If you've got 5 yards, fight for 7, but keep the 5 yards. Don't gain 5, lose 12, and then gain 3.
All right, so 3rd and 2 upcoming for Southern Columbia. Handoff. This is Gavin Garcia. Goes up the middle, able to pick up an easy first down. And takes the ball all the way to the 37-yard line of Richland. First down and 10, Southern Columbia. Zach Hancock will check in now as Aiden Marshall will check out.
Well, it's easier said than done, but in that situation, as much as you want to make sure that you're tackling Garcia, there are a lot of hands on legs there. At that point, that's when we've got to attack the football if you're Richland. When he's still up and well in the grass, somebody's got to try to get that football out of his hands.
And another handoff. This is Garcia again, strung out. This time brought down for a loss. That is number 5, Sam Penna, able to come from behind and drag him down.
Well, Sam Penna and Nate Kniss. Sam held on, and Kniss helped finish it up. But so 2 men wrapping him up, getting the loss on it, and that's got to be Sam's job. Sam's got to get up and get a hold of him, become extra weight for him, even if he's going to keep moving. He's proven the ability to bounce off tacklers. Keep him wrapped up until the cavalry arrives.
All right, 2-yard loss, 2nd and 10 upcoming, or 2nd and 12 upcoming for Southern Columbia. Klebon will hand us off this time. It is Barnes. Barnes goes up the middle, and Barnes will take his way inside the 35-yard line. So about the 30, let's see where they spot this, about the 33-yard line.
2 big plays coming up here. Again, presuming that Southern Columbia will be more than content to go for it on 4th down. A defensive stop, not only because it stops the bleeding, but kind of evens that emotion of the game back out. A chance for the pendulum to swing the other way.
All right, 3rd and about a long 6 coming up. Klebon back to throw. Looks to his left, throws the ball. Looks like the ball may have been, I don't know if it got deflected or just came off his hands and kind of sailed. It will fall incomplete. We're down to 3:09 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Richland again trailing 43-22. Story of this half, Jim, so far really is special teams and a couple Richland Ram turnovers.
Yeah, not sack pressure there, but the pocket collapsed on the quarterback a little bit, and some big Richland defenders made him throw that ball a little higher than he would have liked. He was open in the flat, but because he had to throw it a little higher, he couldn't quite drop it into where it needed to be. So big 4th down play for Richland.
All right, 4th and a long 6 upcoming. Klebon will hand it off, number 24, and he's able to pick up a first down and more as he gets over the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and it will be a Southern Columbia touchdown. So that is Braden Wislowski able to go in and score a Southern Columbia touchdown. So big play. That was a 4th and a long 6, and easily picked up by Southern Columbia and turned into a touchdown. Good run there by Wislowski. And now Carter on to attempt the extra point. And the kick is up. And it is good. So Richland now finds themselves down 28 points, 50-22. And we still have 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter, but now Southern Columbia is starting to fire here.
Well, that possession started for them on what essentially is an unforced turnover. I mean, an unforced error. It resulted in a reception, probably a miscommunication. And again, from up here, it's impossible to know who should have been standing where, so we don't lay it on anybody's plate. But so that led on that. It was at the end of what was shaping up to be a nice drive for Richland. You had an interception returned for a score. You had a punt returned deep into the territory. A couple of big plays where you're letting athletes get out in the field and do their thing, and that's the net result. Graydon Lewis returns to the kickoff duties back there for the Rams. So they need one of their own. You have hit the must-score stage for the Rams.
Yep, we got to score quick, and we got to score often. Down 28 now, 50-22. 3 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Carter will be on to kick it away.
Well, the first one's the important one, and that doesn't necessarily have to be quick, but it's got to be a score. There's got to be points coming up for Richland here.
Yeah, 15 minutes are basically remaining in the ball game, and you're down 28 points. That's a high short kick fielded by Penna. Penna will turn it to 25 before he's brought down at about the 27-yard line is where they'll spot it. So Richland will take over 1st and 10.
So, on that hit, pretty certain my wife quit breathing for a second, but I think she's...
Yeah, Sam no worse for the wear as he takes his spot out in the outside right on the wide receiver position. Stahl will go back under the gun. Evan McCracken will be to the right of Stahl. LaRue will go in motion to the right. Handoff to McCracken. And McCracken picked his way for maybe about a yard before being brought down and pushed back. Looks like they'll give him 2 on the carry. Down to 2:35 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Again, Richland trailing 50-22. It was a 5-point Southern Columbia lead after halftime.
5 points when we had the ball. You would have liked that 3rd quarter to be about 5 minutes longer, the way they were playing, or 2nd quarter to be 5 minutes longer, the way the Rams were playing.
All right, quarterback keeper. Stahl gets over the 30-yard line, keeps his legs churning as he'll get the ball to about the 32. Going to bring up 3rd and manageable.
Well, you know, I would guess you're going to see that out to Griff LaRue. The question is whether it'll be just a quick out or whether it'll be the out.
This is where I take my. This is Ziegler, who he's beaten a couple of times. One time Ziegler had to grab him. He beat him another time for a touchdown. You got a height mismatch on the left with LaRue. It is 3rd down and 4, and it'll be a handoff.
That's Graydon Lewis and probably short.
And it is going to be short, about a yard short. It's going to bring up a 4th down. We are down to 120 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Big 4th down and about 1 upcoming for Richland. Stahl going to keep it, and Stahl will have the 1st down as he pushes away over the 40-yard line. So a new set of downs for Richland. I just think, Jim, this is where you got to take the shot. You got the one-on-one coverage that you want, the matchup you want with LaRue on Ziegler.
You know, how are they set up to read on where Ziegler sets up? Ziegler is only about 5 yards off. Now he's going to give another yard or 2. You know, and out and up could probably work for LaRue if Kalen can get the time.
Stahl going to roll
there
up.
It is.
Left Stahl looking. Get some pressure,
Short.
though. Has to underthrow it.
Out of bounds.
LaRue does catch it, but it is out of bounds. So Stahl took a lot of pressure and had to throw that ball way before he wanted to. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Down to 48 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 28-point lead by Southern Columbia, 50-22. Looks like we're going to go empty backfield. Five wide receivers. Stahl keeps it himself, goes up the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25,
face
the 20
mask.
before being brought down.
There it is.
And there it is. It's going to be a face mask on Gavin Garcia. And that should send up a 1st and goal for the Rams. So down 28 points. Quarterback keeper from Stahl. They went empty, Jim. 5 wide receivers spread. Stahl takes 1 step back, takes it up the middle. And now it's going to be a face mask on Gavin Garcia. It should be 1st and goal, Richland.
So inside the 20, that should be, what, half the distance?
Should put this ball right around. Let's see where they're going to spot this.
I'm going to guess around the 8 or 9 yard lines where ultimately
Yeah, it's going to be around about the 9-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 9, Richland. And again, empty backfield for the Rams. Same 5 wide receiver set. Stahl, same play, going to keep it. And he'll dive to about the, it looks like maybe the 5-yard line. Down to 27 seconds and ticking They're going to give him the 6-yard line. So 2nd and goal from the 6. Richland trails by 28, 50-22. Have the ball 2nd and goal from the Southern Columbia 6-yard line. And the same set. Stahl going to roll out to his right. Stahl looking, fires into the end zone and
too high. He was really just thrown out of the way. That
pretty
was Ryan
smart
McGowan,
throwaway.
I believe. Ryan ran to that corner. The pass play didn't happen, so trying to react to his quarterback, ran back to the middle, but the defender stuck with him, and Kellen Stahl decided to get rid of the football at that point rather than lose ground.
All right, so 3rd and goal upcoming Rams. And it looks like Sam Penna checking in now.
For Kellen Stahl.
Kellen Stahl checking out. I'm not sure if Kellen had to come out on that play. Something happened. But nonetheless, Sam Penna into the ball game at quarterback.
I'm just going to be
3rd
quiet
goal.
and stand over here in the corner for a while, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, that's fine. LaRue goes in motion to the right. Penna back to throw. Rolls to his right.
Too short.
And ball thrown short.
Took a hit at the end of that.
It'll bring up a 4th and goal.
That is the end of the quarter. Pass was intended.
And that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. So Richland will start the 4th quarter with a 4th and goal from the 6-yard line.
Well, you know, you need touchdowns. You need points. What's the score right now?
50-22.
You know, that's a long way to go, but they turned things around in the 2nd quarter of the game.
Yeah, they scored, 22 points. And if they can score here, they'll be down 21 with lots of time left to go in the 4th quarter. But they need to score here. It's going to be a big 4th and 6 when we come out of this break. But I think Stahl may have had to check out on that play for some reason. I don't know if it was an equipment thing that came off that he had to check out of the ball game. But he will be back in for this 4th and 6. Let's get and run down our sponsors real quick again. We want to thank them as we do every week and always. So I want to thank Precious Metals and Diamond Company, Chan Soon Shong Medical Center, Best Window and Door, Blade Broadband, Rizzo's Italian Restaurant, The Fifth Bar and Grill, which is formerly the Alibi, Wayne Langer Hulk for Senate, Advanced Office Systems, Dean Jordan Goodyear, Ponchione Financial, Cardellino Eye Care and Optical, EcoSafe Sanitizing, Nico's Restaurant, Johnstown Construction, FWF Insurance and Erie Insurance, Pinnacle Chiropractic Spine and Sports Center, Flora Country Catering and Event Planning, Sporting Goods Discounters, FX Screen Printing, DB Homes, Slovenian Savings and Loan, Trolley Insurance, and Klein Kimlin CPAs. Ram Nation getting it up here at Mansion Park. A big 4th and 6 upcoming for the Rams. 4th and goal, I should say, from the 6-yard line. Have to have this score right here, right now.
Well, I mean, you're inclined to think that at least the possibility of the fade pattern to LaRue is on the books, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't think we've used the tight end here yet, too, Jim. Sometimes maybe that tight end will come flashing across the middle. We have Jordan Ford out there and DeMont Johnson, 2 tight ends. LaRue right now standing in the backfield as they await the start of the 4th quarter. We'll see what kind of set they come out into when they break.
You know, one other possibility here, and Sam is out there. The Rams ran it on they ran it as a regular play, and then they did it as a 2-point conversion in their game against Bellwood Antis. Penna goes in motion, and it's a pitch out back to him, and it's a throwback to Kellen Stahl. And Sam has another read. So the injured Southern Columbia player returning to the field, still down, but he's back out watching the game. He's laying on the sideline. So
all right, so here we go. 4th and goal from the 6. And now Richland pulling out all stops. The line all shifts to the left side of the field. DeMont Johnson going to be the snapper. Snaps to Stahl. Gets heavy pressure. Stahl has to throw. Aiden Thomas will pick it up, but there's a flag on the play at the end of the play.
That's because Aiden Thomas is the one that caught the throw.
Yeah.
The illegal touching, which in today's day and age can mean so many things. But in this case, you got a lineman can't be grabbing a football.
So they'll fail on 4th and goal from the 6 as a score that they had to have. Brandon pulls out a pretty funky set, but Southern Columbia able to stay true and put a lot of pressure on Stahl and bring him down. Stahl just had to throw wildly. Aiden Thomas on the reception, but will be illegal man
It is illegal touching, and of course Southern Columbia will.
And the ball will come out to the 11-yard line. So first and goal, Southern Columbia from the 11. They lead here by 28 points, 50-22, 11:53 remaining in the fourth quarter.
I tell you, if you wanted to put your finger on one aspect of this game, what did this come down to? It's that the Southern Columbia ball carriers seem to be impervious to tackling. They have in plays that we have sniffed out and beaten, managed to turn those into a couple of big plays and runs and keep the sticks moving when we're all around the football.
Garcia out to the right. Garcia is strung out to the right, able to keep his feet. Let's see where they spawn. I think he went out of bounds at about the 14-yard line or so. So a game of maybe about 3.
Now, a good play there. Sam Penn and I believe again Nate Kniss got a piece of him. Didn't go down on the stiff arm. Kept him moving laterally. Never brought him down, but he ran out of territory. And had we been able to execute that way earlier in the game, I don't know that we'd ever had that 20-0 deficit.
So bring up 2nd and 7 for Southern Columbia. They have the ball at their own 14-yard line.
I'll tell you something else you're seeing a lot more from Southern Columbia than what we've seen in the Lower Highlands Conference. Just a willingness to try to get that edge on the short side of the field. Those plays almost always go far side because there's more room.
Up the middle goes Barnes. Barnes upended as he crossed the 20-yard line to about the 22, first down Southern Columbia. Wes Barnes has had a whale of a game. I think he, if I'm not mistaken, has 4 touchdowns in his football game. Gavin Garcia with 2, 1 via the interception. So fresh set of downs here for Southern Columbia, 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Clemon back under center. We'll hand us off to Garcia. Garcia up the middle, picks his way, and again sheds a tackle over the 40, the 45, the 50, the 40, and he's going to be gone. Nobody's going to catch him. That's going to be a touchdown, Gavin Garcia. So, a 78-yard, 68-yard touchdown run for Garcia.
Not that anybody had a perfect angle to tackle him in the middle of that, but there was definitely contact going through the line, but not enough to jar him down, and this is what they do. Again, now, the difference there, that's clearly how that play was designed to go, and it worked earlier in the game. We were blowing plays up, and they were still finding a way, which is the frustration in that. So the Rams at this point now have to they've got to play for a little pride here and see if they can win this ball game from this point out. It begins with their next possession and scoring on that next possession.
Extra point is up and good, so 78-yard run from Garcia. And Richland now finds themselves down by 35 points here. 57-22, and all the hope that we had, Jim, coming out of halftime. Southern Columbia came out, and a couple of turnovers by Richland, long punt return by Southern Columbia, and then Richland unable to find the end zone on 1st and goal from about the 9-yard line. They go 4 downs and go 4 and out, and Southern Columbia takes over, and a 78-yard run by Gavin Garcia sets our score with 10:57 remaining in the ball game. And Richland trailing by 35 now.
I can't help but point out again, a lot of the conversation that folks were giving me as I was going down at the halftime break was about, why we weren't kicking it to them on the punts or the kickoffs, and we saw early on what happened with that. A good defensive read on an interception that led to a touchdown, and then it was on. And now in this case, you're in this position where you got guys that run like this, and you have to sell out. You can't let them get to 2nd and 1 or 3rd and 2. They're just too talented a team at that. So and what happens is everybody's up front in there, and then if he manages to make it through that first wave, you can't catch up.
All right, kick is away. It's going to be fielded by Sam Penna at about the 15. Picks his way to over the 20-yard line, maybe the 21, 22-yard line they'll give Sam.
Now, I realize it hasn't bared a lot of fruit for him today, but we've talked often about how Sam has made his pregame meal, his Bubba's tuna salad casserole. Right. Made his grandmother come over at 8 o'clock this morning, and for breakfast had a bowl of tuna noodle casserole.
Yeah. Jim sent me the text.
That's dedication to the team.
Absolutely. All right, 1st and 10, Richland from their own 22-yard line. They trail here 57-22. And Stahl will be in the gun.
Boy, Southern Columbia sent out the entire team on the field. They have to have too many guys. Too many. There it is.
Yeah, somebody's
they
on
had
there.
They had 14.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, at one point there were 14 guys on the field. 2 of them were backing off. And they just kept coming in waves. It almost looked like a post-game celebration for them. All right. So if we can trick them into doing that 14 more times and get a quick score, we got this,
There
Ed.
you go. All right, so 1st and 5 upcoming for the Rams. Ball at the 27-yard line now.
Here's why this is important, and I know there's a temptation with the margin at what it is, and you have to be realistic about whether there's time to score the kind of points you need to score to win this game. This is a young football team who is playing against a very good football team with an opportunity.
Nice catch, Ryan McGowan goes up and gets it.
First time he was gone to all day, and that's exactly my point. The opportunity to play against this skill level of team in a game with these kind of stakes on it is many. We've talked all year about the sophomores and the freshmen contributing. What can they make of the final part of this ball game? How close can they draw this to give the Rams, if they don't pull out the miracle, what can they build on for next year?
All right, ball at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10 Rams. Stahl rolls out to his left, being chased and brought down from behind. Great speed there. I'm trying to catch the number. Is that number 25, I believe?
Yeah.
As Brandon Gedman, we called his name a couple of times, able to drag Stahl from behind for a big loss on the play.
I think Keller might have underestimated the speed that was kind of coming out there. He ran by him. He thought at that point he was in the clear and was looking then to throw the ball, but he was able to close. And just that tick slower you are whenever you're trying to throw the ball running opposite your arm, he was able to close the gap and get a hold of him and disrupt it. Good job by Keller to hold on to the football and not make a really bad decision by throwing it once he was in the grass like that.
Loss of 11 on a play. 2nd down upcoming has LaRue on the sideline. LaRue able to push himself over the 40-yard, close to the 40-yard line. So to bring up 3rd and about 10. Get back to about the original line of scrimmage. We are down to 8:48 in the 4th quarter. Stahl, quick handoff to Graydon Lewis. Graydon Lewis over the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Going to bring up a 4th and about 9.
Garrett Wortman, number 51, the tackler.
Call it 8, though we'll give him the 41-yard line. So 4th and 8 upcoming.
Well, I'll tell you, one weapon that the Rams have used from time to time this year is double pass. We have not seen that called today. And on a 4th down play, you never know.
So again, Griff LaRue, single coverage on the right. And that's the way Stahl's going to roll out. Looking for Griff LaRue. Has Griff LaRue, and LaRue cannot handle the pass dropped. And that will be a turnover on downs. LaRue had the ball, just unable to hold it.
Certainly not an easy catch.
Yep.
But by the same token, one of the things that you want to grow and learn is that in that moment, then you sell out to make the catch. You're not trying to catch and run at that point. It got to his paws. His job at that point is to catch it and get knees down or feet down inbounds and keep moving the sticks at that point. So, again, part of the learning process for a young team. The entire skill position of this team is coming back next year. So the final minutes of this game, it's important that they find a level of pride and start making some plays to keep this thing going.
All right, so Southern Columbia comes down with 1st and goal from their Richland 41-yard line. Handoff up the middle. New quarterback is number 7, Ian Yoder.
It's a different running back there as well. And again,
I think it's that number 22, I believe, on the carry. I think that was Matt Masala. He picked up a yard. So to bring up 2nd and 9. We're down to 7-10 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Richland trails by 35, 57 to 22.
That's a lot of numbers. 35, 57, 22.
Yeah. You can play those in the lottery and hope for the best. All right, Yoder will go under center. And Yoder will hand this ball off. Ball carrier will take it to about the, looks like the 35-yard line. So Masala on the carry. Although I believe that might have been number 28, Trevor Yorks on the carry. So going to bring up a 3rd and 4 now for Southern Columbia.
Certainly 4-down territory for them.
Yeah, I think they've had one punt in this football game, if I'm not mistaken. All right, Yoder back under center. 3rd and 4 upcoming. He will hand off. This is Masala out to the right side. Masala unable to turn the corner. Brought out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Going to bring up 4th down.
Well, the Richland crowd a bit silenced.
But they had their, halftime, it was such a buzz at the end of halftime here. And really, if it not for a big special teams play by Southern Columbia and then a big interception, turned the tide of this ball game. 16 points in about the span of about 30 seconds. Just really turned the tide in this football game. Richland unable to recover. Yoder now 4th and 2. Will keep the ball himself as he rolls out to the right side. Richland will stop him short of the 1st down, so Richland will get the ball back.
Oh, the ball popped loose, and Sam Penna came flying out, but they ruled his momentum down before the ball came out. So Richland will take possession of the football.
Ball at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 Rams. And gotta say now we're going to miss our 11 seniors that won't be returning next year as they're off to graduation. They've had one heck of a run, Jim. Nothing can ever be taken away from them. 3 division title. 3 district titles. And they went out here just they gave Southern Columbia a run for their money early in this ball game, and then a couple mistakes early in the second half proved to be the fatal blows. But they have certainly everything to be proud of and nothing to be ashamed of, for sure. Jordan Ford on the carry.
It's a little paying honor to your seniors, giving Ford a carry there. Part of what you've got going on in the world, without going too far down on it, it's been a rough go for a lot of us in 2020, and the season itself was in question. Whether fans would be able to enjoy the games was in question. The ongoing health of our student athletes and our student body in general, and our teachers certainly. To put on the kind of display the Rams have done this year. You're going to walk away disappointed with the outcome of this game, but you get to walk away District 6 champions. You get to walk away pleased with the outcome of a season.
Yeah.
And look, at the end of the day, only one team gets to be happy at the end of the season.
Yeah.
In terms of the outcome, how did you measure everything else? And the fact is, a lot of very young football players became meaningful contributors to this team, and you're going to see a little bit more of them right now as they go out on 2nd down and 5 to finish out this ball game. Sam Penna, the backup quarterback, is in at quarterback now. Kellen Stahl is checked out.
Yeah, they moved all their starters. They're going with the with your JV team mostly. Sam Penna now quarterback. 1st and 10. He will hand off. I'm sorry, that was a 2nd down play. Excuse me. That was a 2nd and 5. Evan McCracken on the carry. So they took out all the seniors, I should say. Not the JV team was in, but they took out all the seniors. Big tribute to them along the sideline. Band played a little music for them, and we're down to 4:25 and counting here in the ball game. Richland trailing 57-22.
Ethan Box lined out here wide right, and I presume the Rams are going to at least try to throw the ball. It'd be nice to see if Ethan can get one. Sam's going to keep it and roll left.
3rd and 5. Sam Penna picks his way. He had enough for the 1st down as he got over the 45-yard line. So good carry, Sam Penna. 1st down, Richland.
He can be a little slippery.
Yes, he can. Trying to catch the numbers on the line for you at home. We got number 66, Dom Bethman. Number 55, Aiden Gezzi. Caleb Gezzi, excuse me. The center is number 72, Darden Horsley. Alan Mangus on the carry now. Alan Mangus over the 50-yard line. Keeps his feet, jumps for about the 45-yard line, and has it.
So Alan Mangus has only managed to play in 3 football games this year, and all 3 of them happen here at Mansion Park.
They took the seniors out. They're leaving him out there as a tribute to Alan, who missed all the time, as you said. Looks like Luke Feitel on the line, too. Number 59, Eli Fresh. Second down and 2 upcoming for the Rams. Penna hands off to Mangus. Nice block by Sam Penna. Mangus tripped up in the backfield. Nice play, nice open field tackle there by number 19, Ashton Helwig, who cuts down Mangus.
Ashton Helwig on the stop.
It'll bring up a 3rd and short.
So these guys that are probably in here for Southern Columbia are used to playing about 3/4 of the football game. So the light work for them today.
Penna hands off to Mangus again. Mangus will get tackled, but I think he has enough for the first down, and he does. So first down, Richland.
Should be. I'm going to hang here just a bit longer, and then I'm going to, since we didn't have PJ or Fred down the sideline, I'll abandon you for a couple minutes and head down there to see if we can talk to Coach after the game for a few minutes. I'm sure he's going to want to talk to the players for a second or two.
All right, 1st and 10 for Richland here. It'll be Sam Penna on the keeper. He'll take it over the 40-yard line and gets to about the 35 before he's brought down. Brought down by number 53, that is Gabe Leffler.
Sam Penna, Gabe Leffler, 53 on the tackle.
Draven Platchley in at running back now for the Rams.
Gain of about 8. It'd be nice to see the Rams punch one in here.
So they'll give him 7. 2nd and 3, ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Platchy to the right of Penna. Penna going to keep it himself as he gets to the 30-yard line, and it will be enough for a Richland Ram first down.
Platchy almost had the tackle on
Yeah,
that.
I saw that.
They misunderstood each other, and there was a collision in the Ram backfield.
Down to about a minute 30 and counting here in the ball game. First down, Richland from the Southern Columbia 30-yard line. Penna going to hand off to Platchy. Platchy will get over the 25-yard line to about the 24. So about a 6-yard pickup on first down.
On the carry. Down to the line, first down.
So Richland put a scare into these guys, Jim. I mean, Southern Columbia went into halftime. They're not used to being up only by 5 points, but they came out strong in the second half and took over this ball game. Penna now will keep it himself. Cuts back over the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and Sam Penna will go in for the score. So Sam Penna, thank God for Grandma's tuna noodle casserole. Sam Penna finds the end zone again.
Well, he needs to find 4 more of those in the next 45 seconds.
So Penna from 26 yards out, 24 yards out for the touchdown.
I'm going to wait on this extra point conversion, and then I'm going to try to head down to the sidelines. Let's make sure we're powered up for that, and we'll.
All right, 2-point conversion try here for the Rams. Platchy will be in the backfield to the right of Penna. Penna will roll out to his right. Penna looking, throws back over the middle and has a man as a 2-point conversion. That is number 18, Jeb Jordan.
Well, we've officially hit the point where it's the most points Southern Columbia has given up all year.
Yeah, so
and a team that, the 3 touchdowns in the first half, or the first 3 first-half touchdowns that Richland has played up. So I'm going to head down to the sidelines. I'll talk to you in a moment. Once I'm mic'd back up, I'll be talking.
Yeah, tell Coach congratulations from me as always. I'll talk to you when we get down there, but Jim will have the interview with Coach Brandon Bailey. Score now, Southern Columbia 57, Richland 30. Off the Sam Penna 24-yard touchdown run and 2-point conversion to Jeb Jordan. We are down to 35 seconds remaining in the ball game. And hats off once again to the Southern Columbia Tigers, who are on their way to, I believe, their fourth consecutive state title. They have one heck of a football team. They proved it here again today. Richland able to hang with them for most of the first half.
College football score from Lincoln, Nebraska. Nebraska 30, Penn State 23.
And we're just getting the Penn State scores. Nebraska beats. Did they beat Penn State? Is that a final? So Penn State could drop to 0-4. Not that that bothers me, as I'm a big Pitt fan. So those of you who know me know where I stand on this. Jared giving me a little hard time. It's all in good fun. I grew up in the big Penn State era, and I'm a
Hey,
big
Ed,
Pitt
can you
fan.
hear me?
I can hear you fine, Jim. Yep, got you, bud.
For those of us that happen to love Notre Dame, you go ahead and slug that out with Penn State. We're doing just fine, are the Irish?
Yeah, hey, the Irish are having a great season, Jim. They're going to have a good chance at a national title. They're having a wonderful year. All right, so that will be Jaden Kinsey on to kick it away for the Rams. Jaden also a senior. Looks like back deep for the Southern Columbia Tigers is going to be number 22, Matt Masala. And I believe number 2, Tyler Waltman. Kinsey, a little bouncing kick on the ground. Nice high bounce into the arms of number 30. I think they're going to throw a flag on it. Might be offsides Richland.
Yeah, Jordan sort of hesitated coming up to the ball, and the Ram defense, or kick coverage team ran past the line of scrimmage. I'm standing right on top of that one, so.
All right, so Jaden will tee it up and try it again. It was a great kick, though, Jim. I love that bounce that he had on it. So Kinsey will reset the ball at the 35-yard line after the 5-yard penalty.
The 5-yard penalty on the kickoff.
Kinsey on the ground again. Ball squirts into the arms of number 16 for the Southern Columbia Tigers. That is Michael Zido, who will take it over the 50-yard line. So first down, Southern Columbia. We're down to 31 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Columbia's going to come out and run up or simply take a knee to end this thing.
Yeah, I believe that's exactly what they're going to do. So Richland season, which we was very much in doubt in the beginning of the year, we were so thankful we got it in at Richland able to find their way all through the district championship and get a game here in the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, they had to run into the juggernaut that is Southern Columbia football. And it will be a handoff, actually.
Ryan McGowan got his nose in there very nicely on that tackle.
Trying to see the number of the ball carriers. That was number 33. That is Connor Gallagher on the carry. And that will be the end of the ball game. As Southern Columbia will take this one 57-30. They will head on to the state semifinals. And for the Richland Rams, it was another great season, another District 6 championship. And hats off to all the coaches, the players. Can't say enough about our kids. They played their hearts out. And I'm sure that was probably the first time Southern Columbia has been tested in quite some time. So good on the Richland Rams. Little shaky start to the second half. End up being Richland's downfall.
Well, and again, it was Southern Columbia to make something out of nothing at all. In moments where our defense had the play blown up, their athletes found a way to improvise and turn those into big plays at the minimum first downs. And it just led to that. So the Rams paying homage, playing the alma mater.
Yep, which I remember all the words to this song. I sang it many times when I was a student in Richland and played junior high basketball and baseball for the Rams, and we sang this pretty much on the way home from every road game. And I'll just run down the sponsors again because this is a great year, and this is the way we're gonna. Let's face it, this is the way we're gonna be doing this from now on. We need all the sponsors we can get. We obviously thank the ones that we have. If you'd like to get in on it again next year and sponsor, please get a hold of PJ McGowan. We thank Romansburg Media. But this is the way. We thank all you fans for listening, for tuning in every week, for the great feedback that we've gotten. If there's anything that you know that I can do better, that we can do better, we're always open for comments. And we love the shout-outs, loving Ram Nation checking in. We want to thank Precious Metals and Diamond Company, Chan Soon Chong Medical Center, Best Window and Door, Blade Broadband, Rizzo's Italian Restaurant, the Fifth Bar and Grill, which was formerly the Alibi, Wayne Langer Hulk for Senate, Advanced Office Systems, Dean Jordan Goodyear, Ponchione Financial, Cardellino Eye Care and Optical, EcoSafe Sanitizing, Nico's Restaurant, Johnstown Construction, FWF Insurance and Erie Insurance, Pinnacle Chiropractic Spine and Sports Center, Florida Country Catering and Event Planning, Sporting Goods Discounters, FX Screen Printing, DB Homes, Slovenian Savings and Loan, Trolley Insurance, and Klein Kimlin CPAs. And it's not the same without PJ McGowan and Fred Yanity, of course, here. Want to thank Jim Penna as he is filled in this year, as either one or both of them could not make it. I want to thank Jim a lot. I thought he did a great job, and I love having him on the broadcast. So thanks, Jim. And pretty soon we'll be going down to him and have a little interview with Brandon Bailey and talk about the season. Jim, your final thoughts on this game before we talk to Coach.
As I said, only one team gets to end the season being happy about the result, and that's not going to be the Rams this year. But I think the Rams can look back and see a lot of growth and a lot of contributions from a lot of young players. Certainly, the senior leadership set a standard for these guys to live up to. I do want to point out Luke Sable, who we lost in the second game, the loss against Bedford. The standard that he set as a football player has driven a lot of these guys to try to live to that standard. And even though he didn't get to contribute between the lines one more play after that injury, his impact on Richland football by these young men who try to live up to that standard. So I think the future is bright, and that's what we take out of this. I think we know the Lower Highlands Conference is a competitive and dangerous place to play football, and there will be others coming looking for the Rams next year. And these young men, they get today off, but starting tomorrow they have to start working to live to that standard. So that's my final thought on it. I'm going to wait for a moment here and talk to Coach Bailey in just a second.
Yeah, my final thought is going to be there's a lot of room for a lot of kids to step up, especially on the line, Jim, as we're going to lose 3 starters. We'll head down to Coach Bailey now with Jim Penna. So, Jim, take it away.
All right, Coach, I don't know that you can point to any one play. Early in the game, it seemed like Southern Columbia's ability, even when we busted plays up defensively, their athletes managed to break tackles and turn those into big gains.
Yeah, they got great running backs, and we knew that coming in. We were able to contain them just a little bit, enough to keep it close for a while. But certainly, we weren't able to contain them enough as they scored a bunch of points.
Well, certainly that second quarter, when you closed the gap and you got out of there at 5 points at halftime, though things turned quickly after that. But certainly it teaches a lesson to the returning players that they belong on the field with anybody.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we had a great effort. We needed everything to go right, and we did a lot of things right out here today. And we didn't get everything to go right the whole afternoon. That first couple minutes of the third quarter, they were able to get a couple scores, and it kind of snowballed from there. But really proud of our kids, our seniors. We're great leaders through the year, and wish those guys the best. And the underclassmen coming back, I'm excited to do it again next year.
So we said only one team gets to be happy about the game and outcome at the end of the season, but there's a lot to look back on this season and feel good about. The highlights that jump out at you in terms of what's going on with the Richland football program.
I think just the the leadership of our kids, and they're able to fight through everything that they've dealt with COVID and not being able to work out and all those things that they've had to deal with. That to me, that stands out more than the wins and losses. They've taken care of themselves. We had a great season. We're District 6 champs once again, and competed on a high level against one of the best programs in the state.
Usually this is the point where PJ asks you about your pajama bottoms or what socks you're wearing. I'm going to let you off. If you've got any final thoughts that you'd like to share with the fans that showed up and the sponsors and the folks who have helped try to cobble together a support season for our football team.
It's just humbling to be the leader of the program and what it's grown into, and it's been a great thing for our community. And just excited to be part of it and look forward to do it again next year.
Thanks, Coach, for everything. All right, we're down on the field. That's your fun, and we're going to wrap things up. Ed, thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Jim. Great interview with Coach Bailey, and a great season by the Richland Rams. We look forward to next season. We sad to say goodbye to these 11 seniors who were so pivotal to this program, and they enjoyed tons of success here. We wish them well as they move on in their careers. But next year's going to be just as exciting, Jim. And thing is, we're going to have, like I said, a big opportunity for a lot of guys to step up on that line, offensive and defensive line. We're going to lose 3 starters on those lines, but the skilled players are all coming back. We'll have Kellen Stahl, Griff LaRue, the growth of Evan McCracken, only a freshman this year, of Sam Penna, only a sophomore. Ryan McGowan, only a sophomore. Graydon Lewis, only a sophomore. It's the sky's the limit for this team, and we look forward to doing it again next year. I want to thank Jared Romesberg again for all that he does, all the sponsors, all you listening in, all you giving us the great shout-outs throughout the year. Keep your family safe. Stay safe. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays, everyone. We hope to see you all again really, really soon. And believe me, next season will come fast. So for Jim Penna, for the coach Fred Yannity, for PJ McGowan, I'm Ed DiMartino saying good night, drive carefully, and we'll see you all again soon.